And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from vacation. We are here and we are ready to burn everything down to the ground.
Oh, yes.
See,
Let it burn.
we got a lot of topics. Let's hear from our AI announcer as to what we've got going on today.
Welcome to After Dark, the podcast where the bizarre meets the brilliant and no topic is off limits. Tonight, we've got a lineup as wild as the internet itself. Hawk to a coin and its shocking rug pull that's left investors grounded. Florida man's back in the headlines, this time with a 9mm and a Walmart delivery drone. We're diving into identity and expression with a breakdown of what it means to be
Probably should have put
transmasculine.
something down here to go
Meet
along
the
with it.
insurance bear, the grift that's got the law talking. We've got the latest on Scream 7's cast shakeups and a peek at DC's Creature Commandos, with juicy insights into episodes 1 and 2. So grab a drink, dim the lights, and let's get into it. It's all happening after dark.
Yes, this is not something you want to do sober. So make sure you got your cocktails going.
Oh, yeah.
And welcome back to Rumble.
Oh, Rumble. Hello, Rumble,
we
my
love us
favorite.
some Rumble. We love us some
Yes.
Rumble.
I've missed you. Oh,
Look who's in the building.
Charles.
It's Charles.
Oh, I've missed
Howdy.
Charles more than I've missed Rumble, but I'm glad we're back on Rumble.
We are
And let me just
back
say to
on
everyone
Rumble.
out there in Rumble, fuck you, because we could say that on Rumble.
But not on YouTube that we're on as well. So
But we made it past the 15 seconds, so we're okay.
we did make it past 15 seconds. We're at the 2:48 mark.
Yes, I
And
held my tongue.
we say to what do I say? Hello, Nick. Hello, Nick. We're
Yeah,
glad
hey,
you could
Nick.
wait.
I always see you around, buddy. Thanks for showing up and stopping by the stream. I appreciate it.
So, Charles, welcome back to the show After Dark, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to be here.
Man, it's been like forever here on After Dark, but it was only a few days ago on show business.
Yeah.
So,
Is there something up with? Is it me? Is your microphone?
no, it is my stupid mic. Hang on, let me try it again. Stupid. How about this? Is this better? No, not
Uh,
better.
sounds the same.
What about this one? Is this better?
That sounds better.
Okay.
See, I
Well,
told you it wasn't just me that your microphone sounded weird.
no, and it's a good thing I had the AI announcer announce everything because my microphone was apparently weird. So you just missed that cringeworthy bit of entertainment that we had going there.
For butter's sake?
No, not for butter's sake at all. No, something totally brand new. Check it out.
Welcome to After Dark, the podcast where the bizarre meets the brilliant and no topic is off limits. Tonight, we've got a lineup as wild as the internet itself. Hawk to a coin and its shocking rug pull that's left investors grounded. Florida man's back in the headlines. This
You know
time
how
with a
hard it was to
9mm
get her to say
and a
Hawk
Walmart
Tua?
delivery drone. We're diving into identity and expression with
I'm
a
curious to know
breakdown of what it
how you
means
had
to
to
be
spell it to
transmasculine.
get it
Meet
to
the
pronounce
insurance
it like
bear,
that.
the grift that's got the law talking. We've got the latest on Scream 7's cast shakeups and a peek at DC's Creature Commandos, with juicy insights into episodes 1 and 2. So grab a drink, dim the lights, and let's get into it. It's all happening after dark.
Nice. I recognize that song. Oh wait, that's just your song.
Yeah, that's the it's when we do game stuff. You know, it'll be back on Sunday when we do Florida Man. Florida Man comes back next this coming Sunday. So
Oh, I can't wait for Florida Man. It's my favorite.
we got a little Florida Man here, but it's just like one story by itself.
Yeah. But it's
So
a good story, though. It's very good, actually.
it's freaking hilarious. You know, it begs the question.
Don't
You know,
beg.
when
It's unbecoming.
it's unbecoming. It's unbecoming to beg. Well, okay, I will not beg the question whether you can you own the skies above your head, and if you do, can you defend them?
No.
Because this man found out quickly that you can't. No, you can protect your house from an invasion with a weapon in the United States. You got your beverage, Charles? You
Yeah,
got
oh
your
yeah,
beverage?
sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
drink it up, Charles. Drink it
Good
up.
going. Good going. Let me see if I
I
can
have,
get to.
I have a cough thing too because
Oh my goodness.
I'm
That
gross sick.
that darn European.
This damn British air
weather.
is killing me.
Yeah, it's dry and then it's not, and then it's dry again, and then it's not,
Mm.
and then next thing you know, you're hoarse.
Or what was that? I'm sorry.
Horse.
So you're
Oh,
making money on the
horse. I'm
side.
sorry. Yeah, working them
Vosh
corners
is a
over
big
there in the
fan of mine.
UK, huh? Oh
You gotta
boy.
you gotta pay a pimp.
Oh,
That's what happens.
jeez. Things are worse than I thought over there, huh?
It's that damn VAT tax.
Angry Florida man shot Walmart drone.
With his pistol, a 9mm. He pulled it out. Apparently, he was in his backyard and he's working on his pool. And had trouble with these damn drones before. Okay. There's a fella in the complex that they live in who's been flying drones over his house and just giving this guy the willies all the way through. So he was waving it off, waving it off, waving it off. And then it looked like it was going to drop something down. Okay. Like a terrorist kind of attack. It was
Sure.
lowering something at him. He's trying to wave it off. He goes inside, pulls out his 9mm, takes a shot at it. And like that little bitty rat thing in Star Trek that's on the ground that gets growled at by the Chewbacca.
Yes, I remember that from Star Trek specifically. I think that was Star Trek Part 2, The Search for Spock.
Wait, what is?
Star Wars.
You're
Yeah, there you go.
blending
Thank
all
Did I
of
say
the
Star Trek?
nerddom.
Yeah, you
yeah,
said Star
yeah.
Trek, buddy.
Am I
Oh, man.
stroking again? Correct me when I
Yes.
stroke.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Do you
You're
smell
going to lose a
toast?
viewer or two for that. My
You know, the clue will be when half my face starts to sag.
God.
I got the Bell's palsy is what happened. Okay, so
Oh,
was that a little too much there, Bob?
JR's here, I guess.
All right, pushing the limits here. So he shoots at it and it flies away. And somebody calls the cop on him. So the cops come and take a look at him, and turns out it was a delivery drone trying to deliver to the wrong address.
Ooh.
And he
Wow.
shot the package itself, which was apparently worth over $1,000.
Jesus,
Oh.
really?
Yeah.
$1,000 item, and you're gonna air drone it to somebody's house? That doesn't.
And Walmart is doing that? That's
Yeah.
the bigger
Well, I
question
guess
mark
he
for
hit
me.
the drone too. So let's see if you can hear any of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Could you hear that?
Yeah. Okay.
Good. That doesn't always work.
Most definitely.
Okay. That works.
That's the only reason.
Okay. All right.
So-
Well, can you do me a favor, boss man? You just hang out right here for me. I'm gonna make a phone
Sure.
call. All right. Let's see where.
Oh, wait a minute. I missed part of it. Anyway,
Gorgeous house.
he comes out. Yeah. Let's see, where is he?
Happens and what happens and what.
Well, before we continue this conversation, I'm really just for you being honest. You really just took me off guard. I'm not
What
gonna
am
lie.
what am I going to do? I'm going to lie?
True.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay.
It's a
Throw
police
blood with you and
officer.
ask.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Why'd you shoot at it?
Because I thought it was somebody and turn around playing games on my house
I got you. Where did you see the drone at?
right above me.
What,
And
can
you
you,
turn-
can you walk out and just kind of show me?
Right there.
Sitting straight above it.
Straight above me.
Do you have any idea
Hovered.
about?
Hovered. Lowered some kind of cord down or something.
By the way, this is a great example of what not to do when the police start asking you questions. Unless you
Lawyer.
like being handcuffed,
Lawyer.
you just don't start talking.
Lawyer.
The Fifth
Turned
Amendment
around,
is-
sent something back up. And then after it was shot at, it turned around and went north.
Gotcha. Okay. What'd you shoot at it with?
9mm.
Okay. All right.
So after this, he reads him his Miranda rights and continues the conversation. The guy takes him to the back where his pool is
Oh.
and shows him where he shot at him and what he was doing at the time. giving his pals enough time to show up. Okay, and they wind up arresting him after he takes them back one more time so that they can catch him in some kind of lie. He's got to tell the other partner all about it
Oh,
too,
Jesus Christ, these guys. Here we
So,
go. Heroes.
yep. And so they handcuff him. His wife puts his shoes on him, and they take him. And she calls their son, who didn't answer on the first call because children never answer the first call.
Yes, who answers
Um,
phones nowadays?
no, he did. He waited till he checked the message and heard about making some kind of bail, and it's like, what the hell's going on? Better call my ma.
What do you need hay for?
Hey,
Hey,
Bale
that-
of hay.
bail of hay.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
they're not the best work. I don't know what to tell you.
no. Is that in his yard? He's got a bale of hay. Oh, I you know what?
Bale of hay, a bale. Yeah, if you got
The
to
stroke continues. The
Worse.
stroke is what happened.
jeez.
no, it's a bad joke. It was subpar.
Boy, a little rusty there, are you, Rosales? Huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
This break
little
killed you.
bit. You know. So
Poor
So,
guy.
how
though.
much time Grace has deserved? What the amateur should have gone with birdshot.
Birdshot? Yeah, he should.
you don't get birdshot in 9mm. I
Is
don't
that
think.
Is that the?
Yeah, the big spray, big shotgun spray.
Yeah, I am so a New Yorker.
Yeah, if
Unless, of
reloading a
course,
shotgun-
you're running a healthcare company, then we know how to
Then-
shoot guns.
Yes, then you
first
need a
thing you wanna
22 with
put-
a silencer.
when you got a shotgun, the first thing you want to do is put in salt. Okay, salt shot. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
The second thing is bird shot,
That's
and
just
the
me.
third thing is buckshot, followed by, if
Couple
you have
dimes.
them, no, a slug. Okay,
Oh,
because if it takes 4 shots and they don't turn, you need the slug. Okay, the salt will scare them away. Some of it will embed in and burn because it's salt. Okay, and that'll drive them away. If that doesn't drive them away, the bird shot, which is like little BB pellets, will embed in them and send them away. And then you have the actual buckshot, if they don't, which is in a higher concentration than the bird shot, and that will put a hole in somebody. And if they're still coming, the slug to the center of the body, that's
Wow.
gonna stop an intruder. Don't use this on drones. We don't offer legal advice here, but do not shoot this stuff at drones, because no.
I think it should be legal to shoot drones out of the sky like that. I mean, how the
You said
fuck is the
legal
compute-
or
yeah,
illegal?
legal. Like it should be okay. Like it's over his house. It went to the wrong address, number one, so it's a faulty drone. You know what I mean? What if it was like Skynet bullshit and it was trying to like throw a cord down to like hang him with or something? Nobody knows. This man saved his own life, and whoever ordered something that cost $1,000 at fucking Walmart, like what did they buy?
Well,
like
again,
how
he
big was this
probably
drone?
He probably hit the drone and the package that was going to be delivered. It could have
So-
been a rotisserie turkey for all I
The
can.
drone was worth
Well-
$990. The package was worth 10.
That makes more sense because
Yeah.
like unless the drone was like delivering like some 100-inch TV,
Well, the thing
like
was,
I
he
don't
was
understand what the fuck like it possibly could have been that was $1,000 in that package. And shame on that person for being that lazy to spend $1,000 and you can't even go pick it up yourself. That's bullshit. That really is. I hope that person doesn't get reimbursed. I hope their package just it's sorry we lost it. Try
well,
again.
there's probably other ways to get it than a drone, but
Yeah.
he was charged with shooting at an aircraft.
What? No.
Yes,
No. So is that a
That's-
federal offense then?
that's a federal offense.
Jesus
Mm.
Christ.
Criminal mischief, damage over $1,000,
Oh,
Hmm.
God.
and discharging a firearm in a residential property,
I get that.
which is a
but how the-
misdemeanor.
Yeah, that one kind
This
of
guy's
goes
gonna get
without
like an
saying.
FCC violation and a FCC charge, right? Isn't
I
it
think
the
it's because
Flight Commission
it was
Control or whatever the
big
fuck they
enough
are?
to make a delivery. I think it probably is considered an aircraft and not a toy.
That's
So-
terrible. That really is.
Well, he can't really Yeah, you really can't shoot in the sky. I mean, if
So
that were the case, people could be blowing out of the sky anything like kites or
Well,
other
true. I
people's
think I
drones
think
or
that fat guy
helicopters.
Boogie 2988 showed us all that when he fired into the sky for the guy that was visiting his house. He got in trouble for that, but I guess yeah.
conversely, if someone comes to your door accidentally and you feel threatened, are you within your rights to shoot at that person?
Ooh,
Not
that's a
through the
good
door,
question.
not outside the door. Only if
Only
they
inside your home.
enter your house, then the castle doctrine kicks in and
Okay,
you're able
so
to defend yourself. If they actually move their way into your house, unless they're a police officer, uh, if they move into your house, you can claim that you are in danger of your life. So, yeah.
all right.
Outside, if you shoot at somebody in your house and they escape, and you follow them out to the porch
Yeah,
and
you're in
down this,
trouble.
you're in trouble. You catch them in your yard, you're in trouble. You catch them
Well,
leaving your house on your porch, you're in trouble. You chase them down in a gray truck like these guys did, and follow him down the block and corner him, stop him, and then
no
shoot
good.
him. That's not self defense
Yeah.
either.
Well, so I
Hmm.
guess the moral of the story is if you want to shoot somebody, make sure you invite them in first.
Yes.
Come here. Let me show you something real quick.
Yeah, take a look at this.
I mean,
So,
the honest thing is that this idiot thought his neighbor learned a new trick with his
Mm.
drone and was going to drop a package of burning poop or something. He's 72 years old.
I mean, it gives like a whole new meaning to like old man, waving his fist in the air at drones. Get out of my sky! Ah! Oh God, what a time to be
That's a
alive.
Space.
topic for a different day. Let's just say those guys made white men look really, really racist.
Shocker. That's a tough thing to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like they were helping anybody on the subway or anything.
No,
What is the
no.
jail time this guy's looking at? If that?
Mostly fines, I believe.
Yeah, I
Oh,
Like
would hope they
a
just give some
$1,000
fines.
fine. They what they told him at the end of the video was that he was going to go in, they were going to process him, and he could bond out.
Phooey. Look at this house. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But I bet it scared his neighbor. It's like, man, I paid too much for my drone, or I'm going to razz him again because he can't legally shoot it.
He was so matter of fact about it. What am I gonna do? Lie?
Yeah,
I guess not.
no, but as soon as you're read your Miranda rights, stop and have your wife call a lawyer.
Yeah, hi, my lawyer. I will not say another word. You can speak to my representative.
That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to give these guys fucking detailed step-by-step explanations on how
Yeah.
you shot this thing down.
I
Let
am
me
not
get out my
driving a
notes.
car. I am traveling.
I'm surprised he didn't just walk out with the gun too. Hey guys, look, this is what I shot it with. He just pulls it out of his back pocket. Oh yeah, this 9mm.
Yes, yes.
Loses his right what? To shoot future drones. Drones are the future.
Yes.
That's a
Well, he's gonna
great
be
name
shooting
for
a
a
lot of them
title.
then, I guess.
Write that down, Charles. That's another movie we're going to write.
Future
Future drones?
drones,
Yes.
where they just fly around and kill everybody.
The
Run
best
into
part
people
about
with their little plastic blades.
the Future Drones is the kind of direct to DVD movie they would have made in the 90s.
Absolutely.
And we don't have to spend any money on that. We're talking
Mm.
about less than $1 million on Future Drones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is like,
Ironically, the drones we use in the film will be worth less than any regular drone.
yeah.
It's so exciting now.
God.
But yeah, that's a taste of Florida, man, giving it all up. And they all do. They
That's not
all
that
do.
extravagant, if you ask me.
No, it's very mild for a
Yeah.
Florida interaction, right? Like if he would have shot it down, I guess like if you like would have brought out like a real flamethrower, that would be more like Florida style, I guess. That
Yeah.
would be to the extreme, to the
Or
norm.
like if he shot at a drone in front of his house, like near a tree, missed the drone and hit a meth addict in the tree who then fell out of the tree, that would feel a little Floridian to me.
Florida man throws
Oh,
alligator at
God.
drone after drone drops an anaconda on him.
Alligator driven by drone.
Oh, God.
Then
I needed
crashes
someone to
into
get my
palm
beer.
tree. Then crashes into palm tree and releases a hailstorm of iguanas.
Man. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
man. Florida
Fucking
man.
Florida.
It is Florida justified.
It is fucking Florida. It is. I'm surprised that shit isn't legal there for real. Like, I don't see why that's an issue. It seems
Well, you
right
know
on
what?
par for everything they do. So,
Well, nobody's telling us about Grand Theft Auto 6, so I think they got time to write this in. Drone skeet shooting. That's
that
a
would be
side quest.
amazing.
Their constitution's written on the back of a map, a diner, a diner menu. Damn it! Can't get the words out.
Oh,
Boy,
man.
everybody's
into
a little
that
rusty here. This break is kind of.
Mm.
You got to ease back into it, all right?
Well,
This
you
is
know-
the practice run for Sunday, so we could be on our game.
I took 2 weeks off because it was just it was really big 2 weeks. We had Thanksgiving,
Yes.
my anniversary,
Oh,
my eldest son's birthday, and then my
Oh.
birthday.
holy shit!
So it's like all of that in a 2 week span. And I got one of these for my birthday
Cool.
from in-laws. And let's see, I'm supposed to wear it. Hang on a second.
Are
Yeah,
you
right.
La Sex Orbisto?
Maybe I should mute.
Waffle House? Go specific.
Yes, look at.
Wait, where did Rosales go?
I don't know. Who's this guy though?
Who's this guy?
Hang on, let me. Yes, they're out.
It's
Oh,
good to
shit, there
see
he
you,
is.
Juventud.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have no
Hoovy.
idea.
Wow.
No idea whose mask this is.
It looks like Hoovy.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Hoovy.
Doesn't
it? Really
it?
does.
But it's got
it
the
really does.
dangles. Oh, wrong side.
Didn't Hoovy have the dangles?
Yes.
That is
got
a
the
Hoovy
dangles
mask.
right there.
Juventud
Oh.
Rosales. That's amazing.
Thanks again to the dwarfinators who sold this to my family in-laws. They held on to it.
Oh my God.
See, their in-laws aren't supposed to give you anything cool. No
Yeah, I
fair.
second that.
That is
Yeah.
true.
That is a rather badass gift.
Well, 25 years. So, you know,
You got to go 25 to get the Juventud gear.
I believe so. Yeah.
Damn it.
So look forward to that in about what, 15?
I haven't made it to 10. I haven't made it to 10 twice.
That counts as 20.
Maybe total. If I combine the two marriages, like I can get there.
Very nice.
So yeah, I got cool in-laws, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Indeed.
and I've got some strange toys for a married man. I mean, I've
Oh boy.
got like swords, and
Oh, okay.
you know,
Uh,
it's
Oh,
like
swords.
yeah.
this is
Right.
what
Do
you
they
know,
have
this is what
penis
single
head
guys.
shapes at the end of them? What kind of swords are you talking about? When you say adult toys,
What size batteries do your swords need?
yes.
This actually needs no batteries.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's pretty
You're a
bad.
Thundercat.
Oh,
I'm a hoe.
Oh, all right. You're the hoe in the Thundercats hoe. I got you.
Yeah. So
give me sight beyond sights.
man, little Kool-Aid will take care of that. So yeah, you know, that's I can be a little bit rusty because I've been playing with stuff, you know, and
No, it's understandable.
um,
The holiday has come and gone, and now we get ready for the next fucking holiday to come.
Yeah.
I wound up installing some cheats on Fallout 4 and
Ooh.
finished every single quest except for 3 before it threw out my cheats. So
I'm happy to hear that you still haven't started Red Dead Redemption 2.
I
That's
did.
Great. Oh, did
I
you?
did. Yes, I did.
Oh, thank
Kept
you.
falling off the freaking horse. No, yes, I keep riding in circles, and it's one of these things where you can't get past a certain level until you make this achievement, to get to the next section, and you got to chase this criminal down, and he's on foot, and they're still in the freaking snow. Okay, I haven't left the cabins yet.
Perfect.
So if you've played this, this is like the opening of the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the tutorial. Essentially, is what it is. And I can't do it. Can't do it. Fell off the side of this mountain trying to rescue this guy who was lost for a couple of days in the snow.
Damn.
It's a terrible game,
Stick with
Bob.
it.
It's
Not a terrible game. That sounds more like user error, sir.
Mm.
Well, what do you think these arthritic hands are for? Pushing 17 buttons? These things were trained on the Atari. One button, one joystick, and that's where you find your joy.
Oh boy.
Now the one button joysticks are all different.
No.
They're for women now.
It's time to come to
And
the
men who
future
identify
here,
as women.
sir. Yes.
Yeah, this will hold my
then you
class.
need to identify as somebody who knows how to play games. And maybe you'll do better and be able to rescue John Marston off the side of a cliff.
He knows exactly what I'm talking about there. so.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've
Like-
played through that game so many times. I know exactly where you are, sir.
Dude, you are just past the opening credits. What are you doing?
Practically, yes. I'm pretty sure you're still in chapter 1. It's like one of
These
the
things have
first missions
chapters?
you do. It
These
does,
things
yeah.
have
It's
jeez.
does. It's like a 5 or 6 chapter game, and then there's a prologue or an epilogue,
killing me,
whatever comes
Bob.
at the end,
You're killing me.
whichever one that is. Yeah, it's 50 some hours by itself, just playing through the story. Right, that's without
It's
like
50 some hours just
Mm.
getting on the horse.
Wow. Oh,
I've
boy.
done my 50. I've done my time.
Thank God you weren't born in the Wild West.
Man, I tell you what, if I was born in the Wild West, you know what? I missed it by a few years.
Gosh darn it!
At least I know
Just
my
missed
gun
it.
law for real. Yeah. What's that say? The perks of 25 to life.
Yes.
So yeah, so there was that.
There was that.
There's that. Hey Charles,
Hey,
you want to hear Bob talk about sports?
do I?
Because I know I sure do.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on.
Oh,
I can
wrong
fix
one.
that.
Come on now.
There we go.
We have a
Yes, there we are. Yes, my music is going. We have sports to talk about, everybody. It's crazy. We've had a couple weeks off, but over the Thanksgiving week, we had some pretty good football games, especially on Thanksgiving Day. So let's go over some of the stuff that transpired while we haven't been here. Like the Doo-Doo Browns actually beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-19. That was on November 21st. Now let's get over onto Turkey Day, where we had the Titans going over on the Texans 32-27. That was a close one. Then we had the Vikings taking on the Bears. Once again, the Bears lost because they didn't know how to clock manage, and they fucked up one of the last plays in the game, and it was just horrible. So they lost 30-27 to the Vikings. The Cowboys finally get a win on fucking Thanksgiving. They go over the soon-to-be again Washington Redskins. We're bringing that back. I love it.
Is that official?
They're having conversations. So next year they're going to get rid of the Commanders, and I'm pretty sure they're not only going to be called the Redskins, but they're bringing that big Chief Indian logo back. So good for them.
Barring any assassinations before January 20th.
True.
You know what? Then go to baseball and tell Cleveland to sober up too.
That might be next. You never know. Battle for the AFC least. We have the Dolphins, who somehow pulled out a win and think they're hot shit because they beat the Patriots 34-15. Both teams are on their last legs, not even going to make the playoffs. I don't know why they got so excited. The Kansas City Chiefs, once again, they get referees' help to win over the Panthers 30-27. The good old Buccaneers beat the absolute shit out of the New York Giants 30-7. Then you had the Lions, who I'm hoping to see in the Super Bowl against my Bills, but they absolutely mollywopped the Indianapolis Colts 24-6. Denver Broncos did a good number on the Raiders, going over them 29-19. You had the Cardinals losing terribly to the Seahawks, 16-6. Packers go over the 49ers, 38-10, which we'll talk about the 49ers again in a second here. You had the Eagles losing to the Rams, 37-20. And 2 weeks ago rounds out with the Ravens going over the Chargers, 30-23. Now, this most recent week before Sunday's games, we had this past Thursday, we had the Lions, who once again, the Bears can't get a win to fucking save their life. So they lost 23-20. The Cowgirls beat up on an invalid team, 27-20, and that would be the New York Giants again. They're terrible. The Dolphins, after feeling so good about themselves the week prior, got absolutely trounced by the fucking Green Bay Packers, 30-17. So that puts them back in reality. Then you had the Kansas City Chiefs again, getting lucky and getting help from the refs, winning against the Raiders 19-17. This is not the same team that they were for last year, the year before. So I'm pretty confident my Bills can go over them this year in the playoff game, which I'm hoping to see. But we got the Texans, who beat the Jaguars 23-20. You got the Indianapolis Colts taking out the New England Patriots, who are they're done. That was a 25-24 game. The Chargers, they beat the Falcons 17-13, and nobody cared because nobody watched that. The Seahawks go over the Jets 26-21. The Jets sit back in New Jersey wondering why they can't do anything. Aaron Rodgers is drinking his Ashwaka or whatever the fuck he's tripping balls on because they're just terrible. The Redskins, they beat the Titans 42-19. Steelers go over the Bengals 44-38. You had the Vikings eking out a win over the Cardinals 23-22. Then you had the St. Louis Rams 21 and the New Orleans Saints 14. So good for LA because that's who the Bills are playing this week. Buccaneers, they get a win over the Panthers 26-23. Eagles take down the Ravens 24-19. Lamar Jackson, they keep wanting to push this guy for MVP, but let me tell you, the real MVP this year is the guy I'm about to talk about next.
The fans.
No, close. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, my Buffalo Bills, who took on Sunday Night Football in front of the world, took on the San Francisco 49ers, who went to the Super Bowl last year, no doubt, and we absolutely demoralized and blew them away in the snow, 35-10. Josh Allen recorded a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown in the same game. That is unheard of. It's amazing. Monday night's game, this past Monday, the Browns, they went to Denver, Colorado, and must have got too high because they lost to the Broncos 41-32. That is your last 2 weeks of football. Thank you.
A lot of coaches will be going over the tape this weekend.
Whew. Yeah, that was a bunch. That was a bunch.
Wow.
Hello,
A
won't
true
be here
storm.
long. In candlelight, no power, no storm batteries. Storm battering us Europeans, as CP could tell you.
Yeah, we're getting our shit pushed in right now.
Oh man, that's just terrible.
That is terrible. That sucks.
Yeah, 90 mile an hour winds.
Is that all?
The infrastructure isn't built for shit like that over here.
Yeah,
No.
they're not.
I know that's why I'm laughing. I
I
mean,
mean, you know what? I'd rather take the high winds over the snow that we had over this last weekend. It's not too bad today or this week, but man, like if anybody watched that Sunday night game with the Bills, you could see that we had about like 3 feet of snow in Orchard Park there for the game. It was crazy.
my son shared a
All
meme
dumped
with me.
overnight too.
My son
Oh.
shared a meme with me that said, "Kids today, we're taking off of school this week because of high winds." And kids in the 80s, there's a tornado outside. Get in the hall and put a book over your head. Also, we're having pizza later.
Yeah. And then kids in the 50s, oh, there's an atomic bomb coming. Just get under your desk.
Hide under your
Rock and
desk.
roll. Yes, you had to hide under your desk.
Under your wooden desk.
Hmm I'll tell you what, though. In Texas, the reason that they had you line up in the hallway with your next to each other is because it was easier to find the bodies
No.
when the school went down
No.
because they were all together in the hall.
I thought you were going to say it would be easier for the shooter if they were all lined up next to each other.
That too. That too.
Yeah.
Efficiency.
No, they make it better for them. They tell all the kids to huddle together in a corner. So when he sprays and prays, he'll hit all of us.
Bob, why is Aaron Rodgers such a piece of shit as far as quality of play is concerned?
Dude, I don't know. I don't because he signs with the Jets last year. His first game of the season, which was against the Bills,
Tore his
the very
Achilles.
first play, yes, tore his
Mhm.
Achilles. So he's gone for a year. Comes back again this year. The problem is the guy really doesn't have any chemistry with the people around him as far as his receivers and stuff like that. And he's just one of them guys that'll sit there and be like, oh, he's been playing for. He's basically Brett Favre all over again.
Same
what I
team and
mean?
everything. Yeah.
Aaron
Yes,
Rodgers going back over the tape this weekend.
and you can tell, like, I think New York wants to get rid of the guy because he was already saying, like, after last week, like, talking about, oh, I'd love to be back if they'll have me. Like, well, dude, like, but you have to show up. You have to come to, like, practices. You can't just be like, well, I'm a veteran and all this. It's not going to work. You have to, like, build chemistry with teammates. That's why right
That's
now,
terrible. The only thing
everybody.
playing is Moana too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No, it's all
interrupt
right.
you.
No, you're fine. But it just goes to show, like at the beginning of this football season, everybody said that the teams in the AFC East, which is where the Bills play as well, which is Dolphins, Bills, Jets, and Patriots. Everybody said that this year was going to be a regression year for the Bills because we lost big receivers, we lost a lot of people in the secondary that we had to get rid of, and we had a lot of young guys coming up. We still have a fucking zombie on the field who's out there making plays. So everybody said we were just going to be shit. It's going to be terrible. Josh Allen's got nobody to throw to. There's nobody on defense to stop anything. Okay, fine. Then everybody said, well, the Jets and the Dolphins are going to
Josh
be
has
battling for
nobody.
number one this year. And both of them teams are absolutely fucking horrible. So it goes to show that it's not just about like talent you have. You could sign all the best people, but if everybody's not on the same page, it doesn't work. And that's what's going on with the Jets.
The weird thing, like with Aaron Rodgers, is like he talks like someone who like thinks he deserves to be cocky, and it's like, dude, your team's terrible. You have
Absolutely.
3 wins in 2 seasons with that team. What the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with you, man?
It's disgusting because not only that, but he got a coach fired this year. He got the head coach.
A GM
removed.
too.
Yes, a GM gone. Then they had them bring in a receiver just for him and Devontae Adams. Like it was, well, this is it. This is the last piece of the puzzle. We're Super Bowl bound now.
Aaron
And they
Rodgers
can't
gets a
do anything.
present.
It's fucking terrible. It's so terrible. It's so bad. He really should just sit in the jungle and drink his fucking trippy drink and just trip balls and do whatever the fuck it is he's doing. Because clearly playing football right now is, I don't know if he's just not interested. I don't know. But when you have 2-3 wins on a fucking season and you're supposed to be like the greatest here to play the game at this point, like it's not looking good. And I don't
He's
know
not
where
Tom
else this
Brady,
guy
that's
could
for
go.
sure.
No. Not by any stretch of the means.
Yeah, that's the difference between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. They went to different teams and still won. And
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, he's good on the internet, I guess.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
know
good on the
Tom
internet.
Brady. Tom Brady's a friend of mine. He's no Tom Brady.
He's great on the internet, great on podcasts, great to show up on Pat McAfee, all that stuff. Great time. But when it comes to like actually like understanding, and having some sort of connection with your other teammates to like, I don't know, just know where they're going to be or know where they want, you want them to be and all that. It just, when you don't show up to like the off-season practices and stuff like that, you're coming in and expecting everybody to be on your page.
Dude, the deep
That's not
state is
how it
trying to
works.
prevent him from winning. That's all.
Well, good. I hope they do. As long as my Bills win, I could give a fuck what he does. He could retire tomorrow. Good for him.
Wait a minute. It says NFL. I'm on the outside on this one. Only sport I watch is CPS Adopted National Soccer.
I'm
Is
so
that
sorry to hear that.
Those
CPS?
are my
Child Protective
initials.
Services?
No.
Oh, really? That's where
Charlie
that's where all the
Peter,
children they steal go. They made it
apostrophe
for
S.
place talk.
I see. Okay.
Well,
Almost
you
like
guys,
all
you
of
guys
these
need to discuss
all of these
or talk about
orphanage
something.
kids.
I gotta get a drink. I just winded myself talking about this. Jesus Christ! See, I'm out of shape for talking in podcasts too after 2 weeks.
Well,
My God.
I when it comes to the high winds and
Be right back.
losing power, I can feel your pain because a couple of years ago, Texas decided that they were going to be doing this renewable energy thing. And so they put about 18% of our infrastructure on renewable energies, solar panels and wind. Okay. So we had the wind and we had the solar panels, and then they started shutting down these coal plants to transfer over. Everything's fine and dandy at about 18%, right? So winter comes along. We have the first really, really cold season since the Ice Age. It's like a once in a lifetime kind of storm in Texas that just came down. It's like the toupee slid off of the Arctic and just came over and capped us, right? And we got inches of snow and everything else like that. And what had happened was the solar panels got covered in snow. So they weren't getting any sunlight.
Yeah.
And the windmills stopped spinning because they got froze. Okay. They didn't have any heaters in there
Oh, no.
to warm them up. And so we lost about 18% of our grid power.
Oh, Jesus.
And because it was the coldest winter in Texas since ever, we maxed out the grid,
But
which
Texas
means
is the only state in the country that has its own grid and doesn't go out or take in from any other state.
that's
So they
right.
kind of like you kind of wall yourself into like we're going to do it our way, and when shit hits the fan,
Well,
it hits it hard. Literally,
we did
it
it
hits the
that
fan.
way. We did it that way when we still had natural gas and oil. Okay, we were
Mhm.
able to pump and dump that stuff and get it going, and then they started shutting down all of that stuff because of the EPA regulations and whatnot. That's an argument for somebody else. I could care less. They never paid me a dime, even though I signed a contract for them digging digging sideways under my land.
Mhm.
Again, another story. But the point was is that we were short about 18%. And so we started having these brownouts all over the place. And we were trying to work from home, and every 10 minutes, our power would go out for 10 minutes. So we had 10 minutes of power at a time, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 10
That's
minutes off.
aggravating.
They were metering people in selected areas.
Oh,
And
throttling, like internet
so,
companies do.
yeah, and a bunch of people died. They froze to
Go
death.
figure. No, no
So
kidding.
I get what you're saying about not having any power, and it's super cold out there, and you're it's not built for that sort of thing out there, and that's why I don't have air
No.
conditioners either. I understand, you know. So my heart goes out to Sean, who may not be listening anymore because
Has to
Yeah,
be, I
sorry,
would
Sean.
assume. What else are you doing, Sean?
well, his battery will go down, and then he can't recharge it. He's got to save it so that he has something to do. Play Candy
Mm,
Crush while he's at Moana tomorrow.
yeah, I always try to have some sort of something handy.
Yes,
And it's
emergency.
not even here.
Gray said, I mean, Mr. Rogers has an understudy, right?
What?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that
God, who is the
Aaron.
God? Who is the
See, I have
backup over
this.
there?
This.
God, I can't even remember who their backup is.
Come on,
Probably nobody worth a damn. So.
Tyrod Taylor. Tyrone Taylor.
Oh my God, is it? It is Tyrod Taylor. I think you're right. Jesus Christ. Well, good for them. Yeah, throw Tyrod in there.
Yeah. So this is a power bank. So if God forbid the house power goes to dump, I have 3 charges left in me.
We bought several power banks, the kind that are used for giant equipment.
Oh.
So they're
Oh.
plugged into
Okay.
the wall. I got one right here next to me that's right next to the router and the modem. Okay. So I got all that stuff on the power bank. If we lose power, I still have my computer. I still have all this stuff right here. The only problem is that the digital signal coming in is also gathering power from the same places we are.
Mm,
So when the power
mm.
goes out, we still lose internet, rat bastards. So we just, it just gives me enough time to shut down my computer and save everything.
Yeah.
My
When
wife's,
I was a kid in New York, this is cable TV. When the World Trade Center was attacked in 93, we didn't have television for a day and a half because that big spire on Tower 1 put out television signals. And it was just like, but it's the basement that they bombed. And then sure enough, in 2001, we didn't have television channels for a little bit longer. But we didn't have expensive, dish or cable. It's kind of interesting to how dependent people are on specific things. Makes me wonder how the hell people use the internet in the 60s.
They didn't. Well, I take that back. They did. It was just a couple of
Just a giant room with spinning wheels.
well, that too, and it was only a couple of places that had the internet. A couple of universities were sending rudimentary emails back and forth.
Taking 20 minutes to send a text.
Yeah, there's a. They had teletext printouts. I went. What's going on here? This is coming in from Cambridge.
It says, okay.
If you read this, you have 10 minutes to forward it to 10 people. Oh, son of a. Cancel. Yeah, all of those crazy posts you see now from the boomers, I guess is what they are, on Facebook, used to be in emails. And before they were in emails, they were in fax machines. And before they were in fax machines, you would actually get them in the mail. That's why they were called chain letters.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Because wasting your time sending mail?
Yes.
Woof.
Big, it's good juju. It'll bring you luck. If not, you'll have 10 years of disparity.
Too late.
Yeah, you're over in the UK. How much despair could you possibly get after that?
I watched Home Alone 2 recently. It's kind of depressing seeing the World Trade Center, then knowing what happened.
I was waiting for him to say it was kind of depressing seeing Donald Trump trying to help Kevin McAllister.
Damn it! You beat me to it. I had that joke.
It wasn't the same joke. Was it the same joke?
I was going with Donald Trump, but I was going in a different direction. Kind of depressing knowing that he gets elected is what I was going to say. But still same neighborhood. It's fine.
Yes, it's close. They're in close proximity.
Trump was the center of the joke, regardless.
I could have rebuilt them.
I could have saved Kevin. He didn't ask me. Showed him where the lobby was. That's all he wanted. I told him I gave him the best directions anybody's ever given anybody. I
was holding cash at the time.
Tears in his eyes. He said to me, "Sir, which way do I go?"
I had to water bills because I was heading to a dance hall.
It's funny that he has just like the most random like cameos in movies like that. Then he shows up in like Little Rascals at the end to like steal like popcorn or French fries out of somebody's fucking thing when they're not looking. He does. Do you remember the Little Rascals movie? The end where they're doing the race? Oh,
I don't
remember that. Come on, Charles.
Little Rascals. He's not that old.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the original show.
Oh,
I'm talking about the movie.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no, he didn't show up there. Yeah, he was taking buckwheat out to the fields. How'd you get away?
I'm looking for an apprentice.
I don't remember that. Wow, I don't think I watched it actually.
You never watched the Little Rascals?
Did he show me how to show you the ropes?
As a black and white one, I don't think I saw the. I'm assuming it was color as a remake.
Well, yeah, yes. It was a '90s movie. 90s kids movie.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you'll have to give that a watch sometime. Look at that. Put that on your list.
The list is long.
Well, you'll get to it eventually.
They kicked me out of America. They're kind of. I don't want to talk about it. I'm here now. Oh, Gray with a hot take.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I'm familiar with Little Giants.
Little Giants, yes. Stuff. Little Giants is better than Little Rascals. I will.
Icebox.
Yes, Icebox. Absolutely. Breaking through the glass ceiling of girls in football.
I didn't understand why they went with Little Rascals because that to me seemed like a seriously old property. I mean, other than the fact that maybe it was coming into public domain and somebody wanted to latch onto it real quick and make something out of it before it went into public domain or something like that. I can't
Hollywood
understand.
does not like taking risks. And if it worked before, they'll try it again.
If it was
Regardless of
successful
how
during the black and white time, how could it
right,
not
regardless
be
of how
successful
relevant
30
it
years
is.
later?
There's a guy in the meeting going, you know what made me laugh when I was young? It's those damn kids.
I don't know nothing about this TikTok, but Little Rascals I do know. Put money into the Little Rascals.
This I know. I hate the Little Rascals. Not a good movie. The 90s
Wow.
version.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have like I can't I I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
I'm
There was
unfamiliar
one
with
of
it.
the Calkins was in it too, but it wasn't Kieran and it wasn't Macaulay, but it was like the one brother that you never see anymore.
Leonard
I think
Leonard
so.
McCulkin.
Leonard
Tiffany
Calkin. I don't know what his name is. I can't remember,
It
but
was
I know it's
Hal.
not. It is. It's like one of his cousins or something. It was just
Billingsworth.
stupid. Probably.
Did you
Oh
talk
man.
about Hawk Tua yet?
We have not talked about
Oh,
Hawk
coin.
Tua yet.
So let's talk about this bit.
Well, I was like dynamite. Really good segue there.
Yeah.
Great segue. Let's hawk to and spit on this fucking coin that she rugged everybody with. Dumbass.
Yeah. We can do that.
Oh,
Uh,
she already has a video talking about her.
Her scam? I would assume so. You have
Little
to.
Giants, not much better. I had a serious nostalgia for it. Watched it recently and said, yeah, this ain't great.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
I have the same thing when it comes to 80s cartoons that
Yeah.
were absolutely the best, and they're not. Hawk Tua posted a video talking about avoiding getting canceled the day of her pump and dump. So it was like
Oh,
she's chock full of perfect timing.
so this was
Yeah.
recorded prior to her little pump
Yeah.
and dump.
Yes.
Oh, brother.
So yeah, she put that out there, and
Wait, what was the ratio? 2.3 to 1.2. Oh, e.
yeah.
200,000 subscribers. Come on, man.
Hawk Tua. Yeah,
Not
just
fair.
she just spit on them ratings.
Oh yeah. Well, she
Um,
spit on everybody that fucking purchased one of her coins. Is what she did,
yeah.
and not even in the good
Harvard.
way. Not even the way that made her famous.
So Haley Welch, aka Hawk Tua Girl, is now heading to Harvard, but not before scamming fans with her meme coin. Once valued at 500 million, the coin's market cap plummeted to 60 million, leaving investors fuming. Allegations claim she shorted her buyers for personal gain. From crypto dreams to major backlash. Is it the end of the Hawk Tua era?
How the hell was it worth $500 million?
It was only worth
Oh,
that
not
for
by a
less.
long shot.
It opened at that. Okay. So it opened at that, estimated, and then there's the value, right? And within 10 minutes, it started dropping. And within 20 minutes, it went from 500 million to 60 million. So there were people that got in at that high price who, before they finished their transactions, found out that it was worth significantly less than the money they put down for it.
Ugh.
Let's see here. This says, in other words, they are casting a black actor to play Snape in Harry Potter HBO series.
Oh.
Listen, don't start my racism this early, okay?
His meds
Listen,
are
We're
starting
being
to kick in.
sexist, not racist. Hold your water. We'll get there. It's sexist time, not racist time.
Yeah, one at a time, guy. Give me a break here.
Value based on enthusiasm,
Is that what it is? Really?
I guess.
Yeah, it's a Christmas tree.
Yeah, Haku would be like Merry Christmas.
I'm assuming green is like value going up and red's value going down.
Someone right now is having to explain to his wife and kids there's no Christmas because Daddy YOLO'd into Hawk Tua meme coin.
You know what? With all due respect, if you're putting like your children's savings into a Hawk Tua like meme coin, sucks to suck, but you kind of brought it on yourself.
Oh yeah.
Jesus
I mean, you're
Christ.
special, kind of stupid to actually. I mean, anybody who bought into this, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
Fucking retards.
I don't have sympathy for someone who's trying to get rich quick and then feels dumb because they got fleeced. It's
I
you,
don't
you
I don't have sympathy for people who have thousands of dollars to just toss around and then complain about being taken.
sure, but also like using money like on this like it's one thing to support someone that is popular for just telling you their their methods for giving oral sex. It's another thing to take that same celebrity, and I say that rather uh, suspiciously, and
It's enough celebrity to take millions of dollars from people.
yeah, it like if you've garnered some sort of wealth over time and you've taken that wealth and put it towards someone that like has given you no reason to think that your money is safe in that product, you kind of deserve it. What if I thought it'd be a funny gift?
To make
Yells.
Charles happy, I rewatched The Ref. It's been 3 years since I saw it last, and yes, I was wrong. It was far more hilarious than I remembered. I
The
admit
Ref
when I'm wrong.
is the only Christmas classic anyone needs to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care that people get fleeced by her. I mean, it's horrible, honestly. But again, if you buy a cryptocurrency from somebody whose claim to fame is spitting on dick,
Mm-hmm.
like you only have yourself to blame.
Right.
And I mean, more power to her. I don't
You
like.
know,
Is there really going to be any repercussions for this? Like, what? I
you know
don't
what?
know
A
too much
rich
about all
guy,
this crypto coin bullshit. So
Yeah.
who's got crypto money is the same as a hobo who's got beer money.
I don't understand that reference.
Well, hobos, like you give money to a hobo and you're like, they're like, wait a minute, I'm not going to give you this because you're going to spend it on alcohol and cigarettes. And the
Oh.
hobo
or
says,
crack.
I've got alcohol and cigarette money. I just need to eat. Jaded. Jaded. You here to spit on
Hello.
that thing?
Pardon?
You here to spit on that thing?
I got something for you to spit on.
I'm
Jimmy.
not answering that.
Well, it turns out lawyers are looking into whether or not they can sue her with a class action lawsuit.
For what?
But how is that
Fraud?
like? Is it fraud if you're putting money
Yeah.
into something that you're anticipating what the value is, and it turns out that value isn't like it? Fuck all of them, to be honest with you. Like,
if I'm correct, I believe she got paid up front and she was making money off the fees. I know that who's that guy? Coffeezilla was in there like giving her shit when it went down and all this happened.
CoffeeZilla's on the case. That's
yes.
bad. That's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, when he's got you in your crosshairs, it's you're about to have a fucking whole
I
video series done on you.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
all right.
video
He was-
series started today, actually.
I don't even know.
Oh.
I could be wrong, but he was like in the investors like spaces. So I don't know if he invested any money or not, but he got into the Twitter spaces while her and whatever her team was that set all this up was in there, and he literally called them out on everything. And they had no clue what
Alexa,
to do. I'm
stop.
pretty sure she just fucking went to bed. It was all weird, but like I would assume they could go after her for some sort of securities fraud.
Securities
Yeah.
fraud, but that's about it.
It's still a
Yeah.
big deal, I think. It's not
Is this
anything,
real? Is this real? My 35,000 that I purchased of Hawk is now $2,000 after 10 minutes of buying. I'm a huge fan of Hawk 2, but you took my life savings. Why would you put your life savings into something like that?
I mean, I got to think that this is not true. All right, like this is.
I hope not.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
hope not
What
either,
is
but-
his name there? Jigadrin. I don't know if
Jizz
that has
Drinker
anything to do with
49. Yeah, look at him. I mean, maybe he did. Who knows? But I hope not. But if you did and you lost your life savings, fuck.
Yeah.
Man. I mean,
Got more
don't
to-
be an
he's got
idiot.
more to deal with than her because his wife is going to kick his ass.
Well, yeah. And not only that, but like, dude, 35 grand or whatever you drop. Like, there's so much better things you could do with that. So much.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, if you want to like play the risk reward game, put
Yes.
5,000 into it, and then take the other
Exactly.
30 and put it into like safe
Yeah,
things.
like
There's so much more safe for things like NPRs. Come on.
You know, you take that 35,000, you put it into an annuity that pays out.
Sure, or
know.
a CD,
Mhm.
and just keep renewing it every 6 months or 12 months or whatever. It's
Yeah.
not sexy numbers, but it's consistent.
No, but if you have it pay out in 20 years, then your kid's got some kind of college
Sure.
down payment, you know?
Yeah,
You should have put it all in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's what you should have.
you know what? Take all 35,000, make sure it's cash, go down to the local casino, put it all on black.
Now, here's the thing, 90% of the supply was in a single cluster, according to bubble maps.
All right, now you're
So
speaking Chinese. I don't know what the hell you're talking
here's
about.
the thing.
Cluster?
When they set it out to sell, only 17% of it was available for people to just buy directly. The rest of it was already earmarked by other people and they sold. Okay. That means that this small group of people in this tiny bubble sold the bulk of what they already had before it went on sale. And this is like the whole government thing. You know, you give this guy a government job, he then creates a job that the government has to have done. So he hires his brother-in-law's company, and then his brother-in-law's company takes the money, doesn't do the job, but kicks back to the guy who hired him.
I'm very confused at this point.
sounds about right.
It's a grift. Okay.
Oh,
They-
grifting. Okay.
Yes.
I understand that term.
So they said it was going on sale, but only 17% of it was actually on sale. But they sold from a cachet that they had set aside for themselves.
That's awesome that Hawk Tua took 6 months building something of a name for herself, and she won't see 2025 without being associated with the likes of Boogie. Your 15 minutes are up.
But she's with what? Didn't she make like 400 million off of this?
Somebody
That's enough
did.
for me.
And during that call that they had, that Twitter Space thing, the guys who put this whole thing together basically threw her under the bus and said, "Well, you know what? Haley owns everything. It's her coin. It's all hers. She's the one behind it." When they're the ones who set it all up, they basically said that they set up a thing, a not a charity. What's another word for charity?
A trust?
Something like that. They set up something in the Cayman Islands, a
There's
trust
the
in the
first-
Cayman Islands, and
Yeah,
they
where
had
everybody hides money.
he said, "Do you know how much it costs to create a trust in the Cayman Islands and hire people to be the directors and the board of directors and that? It takes a lot of money to invest that way." And so, it's all untraceable now, because the trust is that big circle in the middle.
So if it's untraceable, how can you sue someone for it then?
I don't know. I do not know.
Hmm.
Yep, there she is. Talk to my lawyer.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yep, there she goes. In jail.
I don't know if that can happen.
I mean, I don't know if it can happen either, but I mean, obviously something needs to happen. Some of these people that were taken need to be somewhat made whole again, because it's, it seems like from what CoffeeZilla was saying, that from how he was tracking it, he said there was clear insider trading.
Yes.
So,
and that's what I was talking about with the bubble.
Yeah.
Brunswick law, however, believes that there's probably a class action lawsuit that can happen. So if you lost money,
I guess if she has no money, what are you going to sue her for?
No, well, I guess you go after the trust in the Cayman Islands and the board of directors, and
right, try and find them. Like they're going to use their real names.
Our firm represents thousands of NFT and token investors in securities matters. So There's a possibility that there's money to be made at least from fleecing the fleeced. Uh, you know, maybe there is no way for them to do that. But you know what? Our consultation is not free.
No, not by any means.
Yeah. Pay us
Yeah.
$200 for a consultation fee, and we'll let you know.
Yes, we'll look into it.
We'll look into it.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it. But if you want to, you can place odds now on Polymarket, because they've got odds now on whether she'll go to jail before the year's out.
Oh, is that
Whether
like real money that you can
Yes.
bet on that?
Yes,
All
this
right,
is real
so
money in
terrific.
Polymarket. So
Terrific.
now she herself is a commodity worth betting on. Will Welch tweet again by Friday? Will
Jesus Christ.
she apologize by Friday?
Yeah, like they obviously knew this was something dirty because how do you have all this stuff prepared to go out so quickly?
Yeah, I think she was used. I think definitely she was used by some unscrupulous people types, and
Yeah, this
because
was definitely
she's
mismanagement.
bad
Bad advice.
her managers that she had previously, I guess they're the same people, knew where they could get rich off of this girl. Maybe they set all of this up so that they could do this particular thing. Bob,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping you'd fall asleep on stream, but it looks like you made it through.
Yeah, I did. I made it through. My stuff's kicking in now, so that's why I'm gonna gracefully bow out before I end up like last time, where I was literally just snoring away and then pop back up like an hour later in the middle of a conversation, like I had always been there.
That was friggin' awesome. That was great.
Yes.
Thanks for being
But-
here, Bob. You're going to be here Sunday? You're going to come by
Oh,
Sunday?
I am going to be here Sunday. Yes, I'm glad that we're back in the saddle now. Got to get back into the old
Yeah.
swing of things here. So before are we taking a Christmas break for Christmas and New Year's, or are we working? Because Christmas is on a dumb fucking day like a Wednesday, so I don't think we need to, but
Well, I had not quite thought about that far up ahead, so I haven't
okay,
planned
well
out
that's
those
fine.
dates.
Don't mean to put pressure on you. I was just asking.
No, but we'll see what happens. I think maybe we will, maybe we won't. It just depends. Maybe I'll do it all by myself. Who knows?
Maybe.
Because I know people got things they got to do.
Yes.
Jaded fanboys probably got to fly down to California for a weekend or two and bring in the new year. I don't know if that's true or not, but if she's listening now, she's got some ideas.
It's not. Well, okay. Well, that solves that, doesn't it?
But thanks for being here, Bob.
Yes, thank you as always for having me. I love being here. So we will see you boys Sunday morning.
Any sports we should watch out for on Sunday?
Yeah. Obviously the fucking Buffalo Bills are playing. They have a 4:25 game because it's against LA, which I'm pretty sure it's in LA, so that's why we got to play at 4:00. But whatever, it's the Rams. Nobody gives a shit. They haven't been relevant this whole year. So this should be a very nice, easy victory for us again before we head over to fucking Detroit to battle the Lions. That's the game
Wait a minute.
I'm most excited for.
The Buffalo Bills still have a franchise?
Wow. This guy. Yeah, we still have a franchise.
Based
Not
off
only
of
that,
what?
what are you talking about, boy? I can't
I mean,
even
the
talk to this guy.
CFL wouldn't even take the Buffalo Bills.
Jesus Christ. Get out of here, this guy. What team do you root for, Jaded?
So,
What, for football?
Yeah, you sound like a Jets fan.
Oh God, I haven't actually paid attention to football for almost a decade.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
if they're not swinging sticks on ice, he's not watching.
Listen, you know how women tell men if you don't have a uterus, you shouldn't be talking about, what women do with their bodies? Well, Jaded, if you haven't watched football in this last decade, you shouldn't be talking about it. Nor should you be disparaging my wonderful and great Buffalo Bills.
When was the last time they won anything?
Sir, we've won the AFC East the last 5 years.
Ooh, AFC, the whole AFC?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, sir. That's been
How
awesome.
many Super Bowls?
The same as we've always had, 0.
There you go. Thank you very
But
much.
this year's about to change that because we're going to win
You're going to win what?
the Super Bowl.
You want money on that?
What do you want to put on it, sir? I'll put money on it.
Hawk
The
to a
hawk-
coin.
hawk-
Hawk to a coin.
Yes, yes. Okay, fine.
Coin.
Yes, one hawk. I'll take that bet. Everybody, it's official. It's on here. We got witnesses and everything.
By the time they win, the hot dog coin's going to be worth what?
I know. They'll owe us money if
$30.
we buy
It'll
one.
be $30 a whole coin.
But all right, boys, you enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and I will see you all Sunday morning.
Have a nice
All right.
sleep, Bob.
Take care.
Later, boys.
Nighty night.
So there's that. Bob telling us that women have uteruses, but not all women have uteruses. Uteri? Is that-
Oh, you know what I should have thought? I was going, oh, you know what? The Buffalo Bills aren't a football team. They just identify as one.
That's a good one. I like that. That's humorous. See, what did I just hear? What was that?
So it makes me think that we need some form of regulation on financial stuff.
And when it
'Cause-
comes to the cryptocurrency,
Yeah, this is like
coins.
too much. Like,
No, it takes common sense. It's if you're stupid enough to put that much, that's like saying I put my life savings in buying the lottery ticket because it's worth $200 million. So what? There needs to be regulation because people are stupid? No.
Don't they call that a poor tax?
Yeah. Well, the poor taxes, buying lottery tickets every week, and but I'm sorry, you can't regulate stupid.
there should be some sort of deceptive practice that is implemented where, like, if you buy into something and 10 minutes later it's worthless, that's kind of I don't
That
know.
happens when you buy a car. By the time you drive it off the lot, it's worth less than what you paid for it.
Depending on the model of the car, you lose half its value once it's driven off the lot. And if it's a new Jaguar, you lose half of its value as soon as you buy it.
It's just maybe there should be a warning label on them.
Yeah, but then again, a scam is a scam. You can't go, okay, this is how businesses need to be regulated, and we're going to do the exact same thing to a scam. You can't. Like, you can have regulations that can prevent the scam from being passed off as an actual business venture, but it's Bitcoin.
So if Best Buy says they're selling you a TV for $1,000 and they issue you an empty box, that's okay because you risked your money buying an empty box?
No, that would be considered false advertising.
So,
but
right,
again,
that's what I'm saying.
What did she do? Okay, but them withholding 97% of the Bitcoin is not them false advertising. It's they're going, you can buy it. You don't know you don't know what happened behind you don't know what's happening behind the scenes of how much you're buying.
How is that different from an empty box that, here, this is what you're buying. You're buying a $1,000 product.
Because they still bought the Bitcoin. It's just that its value was not what it was promised.
Well, maybe the box from Best Buy is worth $1,000. It just so
can't
happens.
But you can't promise the value of a Bitcoin. That's like going to Disney going, okay, the investors are saying that Disney stock is going to go up $2 next quarter. And the stock only goes up $1.50. Who do you sue for that?
So who do you sue if a company gives you a fraudulent product?
But it's not a fraudulent product.
Okay, so you're okay with Best Buy selling empty boxes
Again,
for $1,000?
the Bitcoin was not a fraudulent product.
I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about a regular old business. If they issue Eats the
Crypto
banana.
entrepreneur eats banana art he bought for $6.2 million.
Hmm.
The duct tape banana,
I did
banana
not know it exists.
duct tape to the wall. That's been around since like 2019.
Oh wow, did not even know.
Um,
How is it still fresh?
they change out the banana daily.
That's
So it's not even the original banana.
Oh no, the original banana was eaten.
Again, it's just a gimmick. That's all it is. It's a gimmick.
It's a conceptual work created by Italian artist Maurizino Catalan, and it was sold at auction in New York last week. So this was they brought it back to New York. It was all over the place in France. It was on display, and some dude ate it there. He was just hungry, so he pulled it off the wall and ate it. I think he got in trouble for that.
Well, technically, so what? If the banana is going to be replaced daily, who gives a shit?
He wasn't going to get the banana on the wall that they had there. He was going to get a different banana, a roll of duct tape, and instructions on how to assemble the piece wherever he decided to put it. And instead of doing that, he just ate the banana.
Oh.
But it's a $6.2 million banana that he ate.
Was it a Chiquita banana?
I don't know. It could have been Dole.
Well, then it wasn't worth $6 million. I'll tell you that.
So it's. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for any of these other guys.
For anybody that bought any cryptocurrency and then lost all their money and then went back up again. It's like it's stocks. I'm sorry.
I got my picture in the newspaper because I bought a banana and ate it. How many people can say that? That's what it is bragging rights, is what he paid for $6.2 million. His face in the Guardian and every other newspaper. And he made his money what? Doing cryptocurrency. So yeah. Now that he owns that, it will never, I guess, unless he sells the concept, be in another place ever again. So I wonder if I tape a bunch of bananas to a wall, if that'll be considered original or derivative.
An homage.
And by the way, I wouldn't mind if it's sold for half. Because I could use 3 million.
Actually, I think it would be considered a forgery. It would be an art forgery, wouldn't it?
If I did another banana somewhere and tried to sell it,
It would.
Definitely a forgery.
Oddly enough, it would be considered art forgery.
I don't think if it was grapes, because I don't think he's locked in food.
Well, no, but I'm saying if you actually did a banana, duct taped it to the wall, and tried to sell it, you would be liable for art forgery because
I'd like for somebody to test that out there. If any artists are actually displayed in gallery, if you're being shown in a gallery right now, tape a banana to the wall and call it art, and say it's part of the movement. And
well, make sure you have a money laundering scam behind you. Otherwise, no one's going to buy it.
Man, that's how the comic book craze, collecting craze, happened.
Yep.
Was some people bought up a bunch of classic comic books. I think it was the Superman #1 comic book, and they destroyed them until there was only one left. And then once they were sure that there was only one left, and they were buying them cents on the dollar, it wasn't even, nobody was looking for these things. And because there was only one left, then they took it out in auction, and they did this kind of thing where a buddy of theirs actually bid on it. So no money actually changed hands. They just paid the auction fees.
Yep.
And that started the whole craze, and they started selling all these comic books. And when the comic book bubble went under, they started doing the grading system and started making money grading comic books. It's the same guys.
Yeah, I know it is. I know it is. I've been trying to explain to people that I love. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm going to go on a tangent or a rant, but people who buy slab comics, I love when they call themselves comic book collectors because they're buying and collecting comics. You you can't read the damn thing because you can't take it out of the slab. So it's like, oh, sorry, just pisses me off.
No, it's a false value, and eventually the bubble's going to break, and you're going to have all of these
Oh, it
comic
broke about 4 years ago. There are major key comics that have lost value almost 80%.
Yeah, but it wasn't in 20 minutes. Like
No, it was about,
like the coin.
it was like, I think 2018, 2019, or 2020 it was the height, and then from there it just started going down and down and down.
Yeah.
Like in 4 or 5 years, they've lost almost 50% of their value easily.
Speaking of losing value,
What, we're gonna talk about women now?
ha ha ha!
Close enough.
The Scream franchise has hired 2 more women to join the cast. Isabel May and Celeste O'Connor. And I believe Celeste O'Connor is the one in the red hat. And Isabel May is the one with the dirty forehead. So they've had a lot of issues with the people that have been cast. So
I've not seen a single Scream film, so I have no information about any of them.
You know anything about Scream, Charles?
Sure.
What can you tell us?
There's 6 of them, soon to be a 7th.
There's movie.
Horror
they're a movie franchise. They're a movie franchise, apparently.
Horror slasher franchise. That
Oh, it's a horror film. I thought. Hold on. Which one was the parody one?
Scary Movie.
Oh, Scary Movie was the parody one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What is the I don't know, noteworthy discussion here?
Oh, let's see. I thought they had hired Celeste O'Connor so that nobody would be able to say anything about it because recently they were they had gotten all kinds of grief because of the people they fired and why they fired them.
Okay.
Well,
And
they let go of Melissa Barrera for her statements on the internet, and then Jenna Ortega quit due to the way that they treated her.
How did they treat her?
she did say that she had scheduling conflicts.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I don't. Then they asked Nev Campbell back, who apparently wanted like a super amount of money the film before, and they didn't want to pay her. And now that they have this unfortunate situation, they paid her whatever she wanted, and now she's back. So it's a little wonky. I don't know what bringing these two in, especially Isabel May, I think is in she was in Run Hide Fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's becoming quickly the next darling of cinema, and she's going to be playing Sydney's daughter in this movie. They haven't decided yet or released what O'Connor's role is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Celeste O'Connor. Yeah, she's going to be playing Sydney's daughter. The other one, Williamson, they don't know what she's going to be doing, or they haven't released that yet. But May's playing the daughter of Campbell.
Celeste O'Connor was in Madam Web. Oh,
She was also in that that Yellowstone prequel
Oh,
thing. She was in that as well. She was the narrator of it, and her character died at the end. Spoiler alert. Um,
and the Ghostbusters is from the last couple of years.
yeah, she was in one of those.
Well, Afterlife and Frozen Empire.
Oh, the Williamson?
Celeste O'Connor.
Celeste O'Connor. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just, again, can't keep these names
Rosales,
straight.
I got to head out. Thanks for having me on, though.
Well, no, thanks for being here. You sure you don't want to stick around and
Oh, I do. It's just that.
We're going to try to figure out what transmasculine is.
Well, I'd love to. It's just that I got a woman on the other line.
Okay,
Oh.
you tell her, hey, and she's welcome anytime.
Okay. Thanks again, guys. See ya.
Toodles.
Hopefully, see you on Sunday.
Okay.
Because I definitely want to talk about that. Is canon important to anybody? Oh, I am so gonna.
Oh yeah, we'll be covering that on
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay, bye, guys.
Take care. The conversation, Charles, will be about whether canon is really, really important to what's going on, because James Gunn had stated that canon isn't important. So whatever we decide is canon is canon. And if it's canon for you, then it's important to you, then it's canon. So it doesn't really matter. But his idea is that in this new DC thing, they're going to be telling different stories and letting people tell the stories that they want to tell. And the only qualification is whether or not it's a good story. So the new Batman movie, Batman Brave and the Bold, that's not ready to go into production yet because the story's not right. The same thing with the Booster Gold project. And so there's not like a finished timeline of when these projects are going to be coming out. Definitive.
If canon isn't that important, why are you using property that people have some sort of investment into?
That's what he was hired to do. So he's keeping some stuff from the Peacemaker, but not everything from the Peacemaker. So only part of it is canon. So for him, you know what? The Justice League stuff that's in there, that's not important. That's not important canon. That never happened. But a lot of what happened in Peacemaker was referenced in the opening sequence of Creature Commandos. And there's a picture of Themyscira women.
Wow.
So yeah. So Wonder Woman's island is canon, but Wonder Woman's movies are not canon. So that's I think that's what he's meaning by all that. But that's a topic for Sunday.
Mhm.
Unless we talk about it now. So yeah, I was hoping Gray would show up at some point.
Ray was in the chat for a little bit, no?
Yeah, he might be heading home. Who knows?
Gray, are you still there?
Calling Gray. Always bet on black. That was the last thing he said.
Oh, that was a while ago. That was when we were talking about roulette.
Yes. So yeah. But there's that. I mean, I don't really care who gets hired in Scream or not. I thought they should have just recast her character. But maybe they have, and they're just not saying it yet. With this new Celeste O'Connor chick who's in everything nowadays too. She's also another person who's up and coming. So they're trying to grab people that are not in a physical way, but people that are hot. Hollywood.
Are you saying
girls.
these two young ladies are unattractive, sir?
No, I'm saying they're too young. Is what I'm saying. So, but they seem to be finding work, and that's what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
They're what you would call it girls. They're going to be on some sort of list of people under 30 or some crap like that. Some news magazine's going to do that. News magazine. Listen to me, my old ass. Some website's going to have a list, and these chicks will be on it, along with some other guys. and girls, and guys who identify as girls and girls who identify as guys, and the whole thing. And there's going to be like top 20 to keep an eye on in 2025. That's the sense I'm making. If I'm making sense. Hey, is your mouth dry?
Could it be?
No, well, mine is. And I'm going to grab a drink real quick. And, well, yeah, I got this intermission thing so that I can do just that.
Oh,
So let's take a quick intermission and be back in 60. Think you can run real quick? 60?
oh, wait, hold on. Let me get myself. All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Did you see the you got a hawk tui spit on that thing, girl?
Yo,
it's massive. Have you seen it?
Obviously, don't go and do that.
Now, you do whatever you like.
We can't condone anything of the sort.
No, we can't. Liam! Liam!
Feeling? Oh, I feel so good. I just gotta give this thing that good old hot spin on this thing, and we're good to go.
Hawk and spit on that thing.
I'm gonna love you. I miss you, babe. Don't you need me? You get me. But if I have to get over one, I'll get under another and clear them cobwebs. If you know what I mean. Sometimes, yeah, just sometimes, baby. You got a heart to, you know what I mean. You got a heart to, you know what I mean.
Let me remind each and every one of you where she stole that from. The legendary Iron Sheik.
Russia, number one, Iran, number one, USA,
How many's on your roster?
There's only one I want. I love you, Pookie, forever.
How do you get over a breakup?
The only way to get over one is get under another. Get cobwebs off this thing.
This mother, don't miss.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hot to it. Spit on that thing.
Did you see the you got a hawk tui spit on that thing, girl?
Yo,
it's massive.
have you seen it?
Obviously, don't go and do that.
Now, you do whatever you like.
We can't condone anything of the sort.
No, we can't. Liam! Liam!
Feeling? Oh, I feel so good. I just gotta give this thing that good old hot spin on this thing, and we're good to go.
Hawk and spit on that thing.
I'm gonna love you. I miss you, babe. Don't you need me? You get me. But if I have to get over one, I'll get under another and clear them cobwebs. If you know what I mean. Sometimes, yeah, just sometimes.
Are you talking?
Not everything worked out the way it was supposed to. A little fast, but here we are back. And I wanted to talk about the insurance bear. Where did it go? Here we go. Let's do this. Insurers say that bear damaged luxury car was actually a person in costume. And they had video for it. They were trying to scam these guys, this insurance company, out of thousands upon thousands of dollars by damaging luxury vehicles with these kitchen tenderizers, which leave very distinct marks that do not look natural or bear-like. They did it to multiple vehicles. It was a coordinated scam, and
Were they their vehicles that they were?
yes, they're
Okay.
luxury vehicles. I don't see pictures of them here, but they were looking at a ton of damage. Is what they were trying to do, and they just they parked their vehicles near the security cameras that they knew were going to be there, and then they left the doors open, and the guy in the bear suit comes and opens the door, goes in, and just starts scratching the chairs and the seats, trying to mimic actual bear damage. Which if you're in the Midwest, that can actually happen.
It seems like people are really looking to make money in rather bizarre ways.
Well, I understand there's been there's been a lot of people who would like to stick it to the man,
Mm.
and they want to make sure that they get their fair share.
Mhm.
And these insurance companies, they deny everything, so why not stick it to them?
Yeah.
So there's
Not a good week to be an insurance company, it seems.
no, but as you can see, they deal with some shit.
Yeah.
They still claim they're innocent, by the way, as they should, But this is what they found when they did their search. So apparently, the insurance company's investigators were far more thorough than the police were. When it came to it. So yeah, I mean, I if I ran an insurance company, which I don't, I would want to make sure that nobody was taking advantage of the company. So there's I guess you could say there's crooked people on both sides.
Oh, sure.
I know somebody who works for that company, and had been in company meetings with the person who was taken out in New York.
Oh. Not
And
the bear thing, the
no, the other one.
New York City thing.
Yeah, the New York City thing.
Mhm.
And the thing about it is that this happened shortly. This happened after Blue Cross and Blue Shield decided they were going to stop paying the full amount for a surgery anesthesia if the surgery goes longer than expected.
Yeah,
So
like, I'm sorry. No. You're gonna make surgeons rush now?
no, the point is that an anesthesiologist comes in, switches a button, and then leaves, and then comes back, turns a button off, and that they have to be paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for that specialty. And
That's not entirely true. They need to stick around and make sure that you're out. I had an anesthesiologist for my spinal surgery,
mhm.
and they had to be there when I was being worked on and make sure that I was out. And they're the ones that ease you back to being awake
Yes.
It's
But
I don't
the
know.
disparity of payments for that particular service across the country and across nations is vastly different. And if you were to like get a procedure done in New York or in say Wisconsin, uh, the costs would be staggering. The difference between them,
Mhm.
almost a hawk to a distance. So, and it's been more than once that fraudulent claims have been made by people in the medical profession to the insurance agency. They have to do their best to try to cover what's going on. Anyway, the point I was trying to get to though is that after this assassination is what they called it in the news, an
Hmm.
assassination. Sorry, YouTube. Um, Blue Cross reversed their decision. Okay. Now, I don't think that's a good thing because it feeds the idea to somebody who is insane and off kilter and not on meds that should have been prescribed to them that this sort of thing works to make change. Okay.
Does
Um,
it feed the idea or does it tell everyone, "Hey, we realize that this decision, this choice, perhaps isn't morally on the up and up."
there's a lot of stuff that's not morally on the up and up, and this bear suit shows it that there are flaws in the system that need to be looked at on both sides. It's not just the one company; it's the medical profession as well. It's the consumer as well, because everybody's a human being, and human beings will innately try to take advantage uh,
So
in their favor.
so you could avoid things like this by just giving every American health care. We wouldn't have things like this then.
Mm, that's not the debate, though. The
Well,
debate is whether or not you should bow down to a terrorist, which is essentially what that guy is. He's basically a terrorist shooting people that had nothing to do with whatever it was that wronged him, and causing a different company to go back on a decision based on the actions of this person who picked up a weapon and decided to kill a random stranger
what was the
because
decision to the guy who did the, um,
we don't know. They
assassinating?
haven't caught him yet. We don't know, but we do know that he put writing on the bullet casings that were found. Um, defend, deny, depose is what he wrote on there, and it's very similar to a book that's available on Amazon. I'll share the link later on of a book that says deny, defend, and something else, some other word. But basically, it's how the insurance people are fleecing you and how to fight it. Okay, so there seems to be more than just I wanted to kill somebody, and so I chose this guy and killed him. It seems to have something to do with the industry. It has something to do with the fleecing of America and the people that are caught in the middle of this battle. And people are caught. You know, you were caught by this whole situation, and you were charged a certain amount because of the anesthesiologist, the place that you had to do it. I mean, you do you pay them, you have to pay the nurses, you have to pay the doctors as well. You have to pay for the specific room that you're in as well as the rest of your stay. So I mean, it's like the costs just kind of skyrocket in the United States if you had your procedure here,
Mhm,
you know, to the nth degree, and you know you wind up owing more than it would cost to buy a house in order
mhm.
to just get healed up. And it's wrong the tactics they take to delay, but they are a for-profit business.
Yeah,
And
I think the difference is if I just walk outside the store right now and fall down the steps, they're going to fix me, and I'm not going to be in debt for it.
yeah, but if
I think there's something inherently wrong with having health be a for-profit business.
well, you know what the thing is that there are also community hospitals that will do the exact same thing for me if I fall down and decide that I don't have insurance.
So do
You
that.
you will everybody will get healed at some point or another. You know, there's community hospitals that do take people in that don't have the insurance, and they fix them. They can't kick them out. They're not supposed to. I think the instances where you do see that, and I'm not saying that there hasn't been any instance because there have been, where you're taken to a hospital and you don't have the insurance, and so they send you away, or they keep you for a certain amount of time, and then they dismiss you and send you on your way with a certain thing. There have been hospitals, and I saw an article on this where once the person's insurance is up or they don't have insurance, they keep them for a certain amount of time and then they just wheeled them outside and left them on the sidewalk. I don't know what city that was in. It sounds ridiculous, but
Mm.
I saw a news article on it, um, and that's wrong. That is absolutely 100% wrong. We can agree on that. Um, but it's not the standard that is out there for people in the USA.
What do you mean it's not the standard?
Well, I mean, if you, like I said, if you fall down where you're at, they're going to take care of you. If I fall down where I'm at, they're going to take care of me. Um, they probably won't treat me nice, but you know, I don't know what it's like in the UK. I don't know if you get a personal room to yourself or with two other people, or for
I
their,
don't plan on finding out, to be just to be clear.
or if they put you in this huge barn with curtains between you,
Ugh.
like in those old West movies. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I hear something like that, and I don't know if it's true or not. But because you hear it from somebody who knows somebody who has a husband who who got sick somewhere, broke a leg or something, and they put him in a cast, and he stayed there for 2 days. But he was in like the grand hall of Harry Potter, and everybody was in their own bed, but they're all over the place, and they're just all communal in a communal space because nobody has separate rooms. I don't know if that's true. Um,
Huh.
you could, I'm sure there's somebody you can ask.
I would almost be intrigued for the on the street journalism to just go do it myself, but if things are bad, that'll be a shitty experience for me.
Yeah, but you know, I would love it if you could prove me wrong on that because I would. All I know is secondhand rumor, and it's
Uh-huh.
obviously that it's secondhand rumor. I don't know for sure what's that. The one guy who could tell us, probably his battery died. You know, who's there with you, and I know, you know,
Sean.
yeah, Sean's gone. His battery's dead. He can't tell us about the hospitals in the UK. Um, you know, if Kitty was watching, she could tell us what's going on in the UAE, but that's a whole other life away. It's a
I was
different
in a
place.
hospital in Denmark, and
Mm.
I was in my own room, and that was as a non-citizen.
Ooh, did they? Were
So
you in quarantine?
no, it was uh, I had an irregular heartbeat, and
Oh,
they wanted
that's
to make
terrible.
sure. I'm sorry.
I said that's terrible.
Well, it ended up being nothing, but they wanted to be on the safe side, and I had to spend the night. And yeah, I was in a room by myself.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
although it wasn't anything, I don't, I want to say it wasn't anything serious, but I guess if they're nervous enough to keep you and it's the heart, it could be serious if what they think is actually going to happen.
Either he's got a problem or it's the drugs. We're not going to do any tests. We'll just keep him here and see what happens. Oh, I had something like that happen to me. This was right after. I mean, right after 9/11. There were all of these
Oh.
uh, bomb scares that were called in by these assholes that were just calling places and saying, "Hey, we've got a bomb in your place." Allah Akbar. Ah, you know.
Hmm.
And because people are wonderful as a species, they're just
Mm.
wonderful. We came home. It was me and my wife, and we checked our answering machine because we were old people back then too. We had an answering machine, and they basically said that they had planted a bomb at our house, and if we answered the phone again, it was going to go off. And so, we called the cops on our cell phones, right? And they evacuated us from the house. And our little small neck of the woods does not have very many specialty divisions, if you will. Okay, there's no bomb squad in our
Oh.
city. Okay,
Uh-huh.
as a matter of fact, animal control and crime scene investigation is one department in our little neck of the woods. I loved it. I was calling about a dog, and I said, a dog dead in the street. And it's like, you have reached crime scene investigation and animal control. Leave a message, and Carl will get back to you. So we're out there with the police. We're behind a few cars. We're down the block. And the police officer tells us, we don't have a bomb squad. So here's what we're going to do, we're going to call your house and let the answering machine pick up. If your house blows up, and we know there was a bomb, but if it don't, well, then we'll know it's just some kids.
What?
So, so I said, if that's how you want to handle it, officer, okay. And so they called our house, and nothing happened. And I was really scared for my dog that was still in the house.
Yeah. That's horrifying.
But they called the house and said, it's just some kids. So you folks are fine. But yeah, it's a lot like your Denmark thing, I guess, but different.
I guess.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not at all the same. But,
Yeah, my heart might have blown up. Apparently, I don't know. What? Who's this now? What's going on?
Oppenheimer star Emma Dumont, if you're in France, I guess, Dumont, comes out as masculine non-binary. Oh, what the hell? Mighty Mouse. This is not Mighty Mouse. I didn't put the information I needed up here. I am out of sorts, I guess. But yeah, she apparently it's not something that she, the internet was blowing up talking about how she's making something up. You're just a tomboy who plays for both sides, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just all kinds of belittling stuff. But if you look up here in the corner, you see I got a little flag up there. That's because masculine actually has a flag. So it's a thing. It's really a thing
Mhm.
to be trans masculine. But
Mhm.
even the transsexuals were coming out and saying that's not a thing. That's not a real thing. If you're manly, you're manly. If you're not, you're not. That doesn't mean you're trans masculine. But so I don't know. I was hoping we could have somebody like Joker to tell me all about it, but he's not here for this.
Trans masculine is someone who is born as a female who identifies. It appears as if this person's identifying as non-binary,
Mhm.
so they don't really prefer to be called a woman or a man. They just prefer to be called this. In this case, it might be they or them.
Mhm.
But born a female and tends to want to uh, be perceived as butch, to use a figure of speech that probably isn't the
Isn't the best?
most accurate. But transmasculine. So it's someone who's born a woman, but wants to, while not completely going the full
Surgery wise or anything else.
right, or 100%, they don't want to identify as a man, but they will present perhaps on a tomboyish or male-ish side.
She doesn't want to wear makeup, and that's fine. I can understand that. My wife tends to not wear makeup. She doesn't feel like she needs to, and she feels awkward when she puts it on. When we have these events or whatever, or if I have to be somewhere where other people are going to be judging you, she'll throw on some lipstick and look like a 5-year-old who put on, it just doesn't look right. So I'm sure she feels that way whenever she gets dolled up, pardon the phrase. Um, and, or has to, uh, if people shouldn't feel like they have to do anything to please anybody else, but that's Hollywood though. And she has reached a certain point where she can say, "Hey, guess what? I'm popular enough. I don't have to," and that's a good thing, I think. A lot of
Mhm.
people have come out after so many years and said, "Hey, I want to go by this name now. This is my real name, and I want to do it
Mhm.
this way." They made me shorten my name, and I want to do it. I want to be Michael Douglas now instead of Michael Keaton because that's
Mhm.
my real name. Uh, they made me shorten my name because they thought it was too ethnic, and so I'm going to do this. John Cougar Mellencamp, 400 years ago, last century, did the same thing when he added Mellencamp back to his name, but kept the Cougar in the middle because the record industry thought John Cougar was hotter than John Mellencamp and would sell more records. So good on you. Date who you want to date. Um, and it does increase the dating pool if you're dating men and women.
I
So
think I think the thing, it seems to be the case with Gen Z more than anything, is um, there appears to be a need to have labels for everything. Like when we were growing up, it would probably be called something you would call tomboy. Um,
mhm.
I found out recently that uh, what I would consider old fashioned is what I would consider myself. I wasn't really much for uh, physical nature while dating. Um, you know, not really getting into anything physically with a partner until you're kind of serious.
Mhm.
I just thought that was like what you would call old fashioned, but apparently the term for that is demisexual. They just have these categories for things that, you know, when we were growing up, it maybe was just, you know, like I said, it old fashioned. But I think when they present some of these categories to people that don't think so rigidly about things, just like, yeah, you're a guy who loves girls, or you're gay, or whatever. You know, those of us who don't understand i- these incredibly intricate feelings that these people have, we see it as quite
Alexa, stop. I
we
apologize.
see it as, forgive the pun, but we see it as rather binary. And a lot of these people have this is very important to them. And I don't know. I can respect someone, wanting to figure out what's going on internally, but at the same time, um, there's a lot of terminology that people are expected to know, and I don't think it's fair to be like, you know, why don't you know this? Like you brought up with the flag. It used to be a rainbow, and the rainbow is inclusive. So it's every color under the sun. So like that kind of is a real blanket coverage of whatever movement is within the LGBTQ community.
I don't understand the need for these controlling labels because what they do in turn is get angry at people for not using the proper label. Um, it's very very restricting of someone to say to another person, "You're not using my proper pronouns." Well, if I don't know you, how am I supposed to know the pronouns? And to have that as a instant wedge that will automatically disqualify someone from getting to know you as a person, I think really limits your ability to experience things outside of your um, immediate circle.
Sure. But on the flip side, why would people get pissed off about someone having pronouns in their bio?
Same sort of thing. I don't agree with that either. Don't get mad at people for doing themselves. What? Remember that phrase, "You do you."
Mm,
Isn't that what that was for a while? You do
I do
you.
me
You
a
do.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's called asexual. Um, so, man, how do I not dig a deeper hole with that?
Mm.
Um, so yeah, good for her. Hope it works out for her. Hope it doesn't get any worse than it already has, and I hope she ignores everybody who's online now that she's made this announcement, this big giant announcement, and only listens to the people closest to her until this blows over. Because honestly, this isn't really an exclusive details kind of story.
Yeah.
Um,
Where is this? Oh, TMZ.
yeah.
Precious.
So it's for me, it's like, so what? I'm off the market. It's this has no effect on me, and it shouldn't have any effect on whatever job she does. So good for her. Same thing with Cynthia Arroyo. Each interview doesn't have to start with as a lesbian black woman. My experience is X or Y or whatever. It should be, hey, guess what? I'm going to be in the new Mighty Mouse. Wait a minute.
What?
There's going to be a new Mighty Mouse. Hang on a second. I got to take this from one place to another because I put the notes in the wrong spot. This is the best part about this particular streaming platform is that I can have notes off to the side and read them as if I was actually knowing what I'm talking about. So when I pull up Mighty Mouse as a slide here, I can say Mighty Mouse, the popular superhero mouse who's been a household name since 1940s, is set to get his first big screen adaptation, according to Variety. And it looks like I wasn't reading it if I'm good, which I'm not. Maximum Effort Productions Company, led by Ryan Reynolds, has been tapped by Paramount Animation to bring Mighty Mouse to theaters, and it's enlisted writer Matt Lieberman to pen the script. You know who Matt Lieberman is?
The name doesn't ring a bell.
Well, Matt Lieberman previously worked with Ryan Reynolds and Maximum Effort on Free Guy, the 2021 film about a video game NPC who breaks out to save the world. He also wrote the Christmas Chronicle movies, the ones with Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, as well as the recent Addams Family and Scooby-Doo animated films.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
All natural conversation. I'm not actually reading. All of which, in an odd way, does have a very Mighty Mouse alchemy. So, yeah, these two guys are coming together to bring this. What do you think is? I think Ryan Reynolds would sound pretty good as Mighty Mouse.
He was already Pikachu.
Yeah, he did pretty good as Pikachu. At first, it was kind of disturbing, but you grew into it. as Detective Pikachu. Um, your first response is to think he should be going Pika Pika Pikachu instead of just being Ryan Reynolds. But it's better than Chris Pratt being Mighty Mouse. Although if he's just producing, it could happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It goes back to what I was saying before. Why don't they just try to take some chances on unproven thing? Because you're kind of gambling. You're gambling that I haven't seen anything Mighty Mouse in at least 20 years. You're
Oh yeah.
gambling that whatever the hell you're going to put out there is going to be well received and or recognized. Whereas if you maybe scaled back your production budget and tried to, you know, work hard and put some effort into creating a good product that doesn't really have name recognition just yet, but will garner that from being well received. It just I don't know. I'm just like so bummed out with everything that Hollywood is doing.
I can just see the new people taking over Paramount going, we got any superheroes?
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
a Mighty Mouse.
yeah.
You mean that thing Ralph Bakshi did back in the 90s? That was trippy. Um, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess we could do that.
Skydance. Yeah, I have faith in Tom Cruise, but if decisions like this are what Skydance are bringing to Paramount, maybe I don't.
And they're not fully in control just yet. It might be somebody like the whole DC Marvel, I mean the Warner Brothers thing, where a lot of stuff got thrown in right before the full transition took place. And the full transition for Paramount isn't going to happen until what 2025, mid 2025, 2026,
Mm.
where the officers of Skydance will take over. What you're going to have is Paramount. I think the way the deal is structured is actually going to absorb Skydance. And my voice! I'm turning into Alex Jones all of a sudden. Um, they're going to absorb Skydance, but the Skydance management is going to take over, and they're going to replace the Paramount management.
Yeah.
So that hasn't happened quite yet, but it's on the way. So this may be a desperate attempt from somebody going, I've been pushing for Mighty Mouse for 100 years now, and nobody got behind me. But now that I've talked to my friend Ryan, I'm
Yeah.
going to get it done.
I mean, it right on. It hopefully, from what I'm seeing of Matt Lieberman, it doesn't appear to be a person that is not a for hire person with their resume,
Mhm.
but perhaps he's a really big Mighty Mouse fan and is going to bring something special and new and unique to the character and not just feel like some sort of cash grab based on something that has some sort of familiarity, which what person born after 1990 has familiarity with Mighty Mouse?
I see it's got that Illumination films tinge to it to me. I see it as like if Illumination didn't have the property, they didn't know anything about Mighty Mouse. They just walked up and did a pitch meeting and said, Superman, but he's a mouse. We can do this. Okay. We can do Superman, but a mouse. It won't look nothing like it because he's a mouse. um, which is basically the gist of how Mighty Mouse got done back then, 100 years ago.
Mhm.
He's a mouse. It's not the same thing. He went into the supermarket. He ate some superfood, some super fruits, and washed himself in some super soap. And now he's beating up cats. Literally, that's the pitch. So, but and I see that kind of thing happening where it's like Gru and Despicable Me kind of look to it, kind of that 3D ish, cartoony kind of feel to it, that type of world where oddities and things are happening and people just accept it for what it is. And so, uh, except that in the original, Mighty Mouse was like Mouseville was where he was from, and the cats were the bad guys, and the mice were the people. So I don't know. Maybe it's more like elementals. Who knows what they see in this? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of this,
Mm.
especially with Ryan Reynolds' take. If he's going to be a part of this, I'm sure that um, he's going to want to add to the writing team. If that makes any sense,
Hmm.
kind of like a Deadpool situation with the Mighty
Well,
Mouse.
hey, considering how much Fox didn't want to make Deadpool, he deserves some house money for willing that very successful franchise into existence. And eh, you know what? He did all right as the voice of Pikachu. He's not what I would call like a bona fide stud at the box office, but as far as a producer is concerned, he's willing things into existence,
Yeah,
and he's
I
he's done all right.
I think maybe because he's got kids, he's doing family fare because he did If.
Perhaps.
He did
Right.
If. I don't know how
Right.
well that did at the movie theater.
I don't think it did well,
Um,
but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
yeah. And so when people have kids, and he's got multiple now, they wind up doing more stuff for their children so that their children can appreciate what it is they do for a living.
Mhm.
I can understand trying to be recognized by your children as more than just the guy that's going to get the cereal off the refrigerator.
They have a nanny for
Yeah. But it looks like some other people tried to get it done and couldn't do it. The people behind Red and the Meg tried to give it a shot, but that all folded through. So, and it looks like even Andy Kaufman. No, 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 he did that gag where he was singing the song.
Yeah, he sang along to he lip synced to
Here I
the
come
song,
to save the
and that
day.
was 50 years ago.
Hmm. And it was 50 years old then. It seems
Topical.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's did you see the Creature Commandos?
You showed that earlier.
Yeah, I did.
I'm unfamiliar with all of this
Well,
whatsoever.
we'll talk about it Sunday then. Um Bob had seen it, but now he's on drugs, so he can't talk about it. So most of the people who've already seen it did not show up. So,
Mm.
and I've only seen half of the first episode. Um, like Red Dead Redemption, I got to this part and stopped there.
I don't blame you for stopping here.
But if you're watching out there, let me know what you thought about it. If you watched it, did you see it? Did you like it? It was the first two episodes. Some people were lucky enough to get access to all 8 episodes of it, and were able to do reviews based on that. So,
Ooh.
good luck for them. I was not offered any of that, so I got to be patient like the rest of the normies. Oh man, I think the last thing I had early access to was a Hallmark film a
Cool.
couple of years ago for doing reviews.
Oh.
But apparently, I'm not still on their mailing list. Ooh, he's had fun. All right.
Sean, plug your phone back in.
I think maybe we've covered everything for tonight. What do you think?
I think so. Are we talking about Skeleton Crew on Sunday?
Oh, we could talk about that. Yeah.
I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I guess it seems like the scores are relatively strong, and I not that I've looked extensively, I don't hear much about it being shit on. So
Oh,
maybe
the usual suspects are shitting on it.
oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, one of the guys that normally craps on Disney said it was boring, and I knew he
Yeah.
wasn't serious because I saw the 2 episodes, and that was not one thing I would say about them.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fine. It's fine. I'm 25 years too old for this, but it's
yeah,
it's it's fine.
it's if you are the nostalgic nerd, then it's hitting all the notes for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the kids, it's got the spaceship, the way they find it. It's got the adults being adults, if you will, adults. Um, you got the overbearing parent that with the overachieving child who also happens to be the rebel. You've got the underachieving kid who just wants to be noticed by his dad. You've got the one well adjusted kid who's got a healthy family relationship and just wants to go back home. And the token Asian kid. So it's weird that that's the token in the whole thing. She's the one, and she's the tech kid. How token can you get with that? She's the one who knows all the tech stuff.
So the complaint is that it's boring. Is that really what the complaint is?
That's all he's got. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, there's lore in the I'm not going to geek all out like some of these people that are just gushing all over it and going through the 119 details they can find and and decode the MacBook that the kid has and unscramble the Star Wars language they've got it written in and do all that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, it feels very Spielbergy.
Yes.
It just has like moments where it feels like Goonies. It has moments where it feels like Ferris Bueller. Uh,
Got
there's
moments where
just
it
a
feels
lot.
like ET and
Yeah, just very. There's a shit ton of whimsy on this series, and like at first when I saw the trailer, I was like, why do like normal suburbia in Star Wars? And within 10 minutes, you forget that like the suburbia thing, it doesn't really matter. Um,
yeah.
it's just an interesting twist. It's while being homagey, it's somewhat fresh to the Star Wars universe. I'd rather
It's
this.
I think it's more of a plot device to bring us into it as an audience because they are so much like us out here in the real world, but yet still Star Warsy, that when they break through this barrier uh, into the Star Wars universe, it's something wild and fantastical, and we can imagine ourselves if we are children and watching this. Uh,
Mhm.
Going out there and making the same mistakes or the same gains as these characters. So it's a way of helping us, I believe, to identify with them as a character. So that's one way of looking at why they would do the suburbia thing. The other thing I'm pretty happy with them doing is making it a actual kids show. It's not a Disney style kids show. It is an 80s style, Goonies Explorers kind of
Mm.
kids show. It doesn't have the PG-13 language that we had back then when we were kids, because you could get away with a whole lot
Mhm.
with that sort of thing, including the innuendo and stuff like that. So it is a lot more sanitized than those inspirations that it leans on.
It's
Um,
sanitized, but it also isn't patronizing.
No, it's not. It's not. It takes itself as seriously as it can for a space opera kids movie
Mhm.
knockoff. And you got to give them credit for actually reaching out to the younger audience with something that the parents, I believe, would not be able to complain about.
Yeah.
Um, you can't say that the Acolyte was exactly kid friendly,
Hmm.
but I do think that they meant for it to be kid friendly. I think they were way off the mark, but I think that's the intention because just like George Lucas did with Phantom Menace, you have got to aim for the new audience while trying to retain the old audience. And this attempt at nostalgia baiting while giving you a quality product that can be relatable today is something that they've done right this time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't think crapping on this and calling it boring. I don't think that's quite fair.
yeah, but that's the only thing they got. I mean, they there's nothing else about it other than I'm too old to watch it, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
watch it. You
Yeah.
know,
If your complaint was, it's a little too kiddie for me, then all right, well, it's not for you. But I had fun watching it. I'm not tapped out. I'm not like excited to keep watching it, but I'm certainly curious to see where it goes.
let's see what YouTube has to say about Skeleton Crew. Where are we at? Let me share this, and then we go to this one.
It's
Ah,
not terrible.
it's not terrible.
Yay.
Break down Easter eggs. Here's the gushing. Why Skeleton Crew Planet is 100% cloning Palpatine. That's a stretch.
Hmm.
Was it bad? That's your question. Was it bad? 111 Easter eggs. I don't believe you. Uh, I do believe you said you watched one episode or two.
Whatever is available right now. I saw
Okay.
1 and 2.
Okay, so 1 and 2. I do think he's the captain from the ship. I think I recognize his voice as that. So he's the big baddie in this because I think he's going to help the kids escape and go to the planet. That ship went there because that's where they meant to go. The planet, the mythical planet that has all of the treasure and gold
Mhm.
that they were looking for. So nobody else believes it's real. I bet he believed it was real. And before his people could fully mutiny him, he got his ship sent there. And that's why the robot was there. That's why the ship crash landed on the planet. And he's been in solitary, and they've been stuck on that planet or that space dock ever since because the whole crew was there. The whole crew was there, including Urkel.
Shouldn't the droid recognize him?
The droid hasn't seen him yet
Okay.
because the droid was put down before they went into the jail and before he used his light force trick.
Yeah,
This could be a real adventure. Those people liked it. See, they're being honest. That's being honest. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of people doing the crapping on it.
that's good. I mean, it seems like it's like trying to get trying to pull teeth, getting them to
Yeah.
compliment something, but it is early. It's very early.
I watched a couple of guys review it and that normally do the whole Disney hating thing.
Mhm.
And one guy tried to call the one girl a Mary Sue because she was a
Oh.
girl boss and she rode the bike and she had these skills and that skills and everything else and da 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 da.
No.
And she's in charge and she pulled a Tom Sawyer on the boys who are stupid and and his own people were like, nah, you're reaching. You're
Yeah,
reaching for something.
they're kids, first of all, and before everything got, like, super woke, I remember when I was a kid, girls and boys, it was ew, gross, and that's kind of what this show does, like, boys
Yeah.
are dumb and girls are gross. Like it's very believable. I
Yeah.
don't think Mary Sue is anything that I would.
No.
Oof, oof.
No. And they called him out on it. So they were like, no. They've done a very fine job with this, and they put these parameters in place, and this, and this is what makes sense within the story. So it's not that they're going out of their way to make her. She couldn't pick the lock. She couldn't figure out a way out of the jail. She wasn't. They couldn't do it. And she couldn't do it because she wasn't a Mary Sue.
Yeah. I
She didn't
mean,
wind. I mean, maybe later on she'll wind up having some latent Jedi powers, but they've already ruined that by saying anybody can do Jedi stuff. So it's okay for this pirate to do it, which is
mm,
why I think he's not really a Jedi, but he's going to pretend to be. And he's going to save the kids and try to take them back to that planet because that's where he needs to go to do his piratey stuff.
mm.
And
I
I
could see
think,
that. I
yeah,
mean, the show could. It's. We're only a quarter into the series, the season proper, so there's plenty of time for them to screw it up. That's for sure.
hmm yes, there is plenty of time to do that. But you know what? Um, I've gone into everything so far with an open mind to see where it goes, and I've been optimistic about where they've gone.
Mhm.
I was optimistic about She-Hulk because they laid a lot of groundwork for her to learn something as a protagonist. Her journey was leading to an arc of understanding where, okay, I know all this stuff. I know all this stuff. You don't have to teach me. You're a man. And then she could have learned a lesson and found out the true meaning of being a Hulk, whatever that happens to be. This is where I saw it going. They're building great. It's solid work because she keeps denying and denying and denying. And then they do this flaccid ending where it just ends. And she talked to the people who make the show to make every single problem in the show go away. And then they have a picnic. What the hell is that? No, make her learn something. Make the character grow. Make the character, come to terms with the situation and understand the responsibility of being a Hulk. Yeah, whatever. You know, I didn't write it. I wasn't in the writer's room. Um, Not sure I could have been in the writer's room because I'm not in LA.
Yeah, that's the reason why you couldn't be in the writers' room.
Absolutely. Not being in LA really hampers my ability to work in LA. Yes, yes. So there's that. Yeah, if you want me to move to LA, let me know in the comments, and I'll tell you why I can't.
You can get remote gigs.
We can get remote gigs. There you go. Nowadays you can. Nowadays you can. Unless you work for the government, they're getting rid of those. In the government, I hear they're getting rid of remote working. I'm not going to get you started. I promise. I promise we'll stay off that. So what's going on with you? What's happening this Sunday? Gray's not here to give your slideshow, so it's all on you.
Oh, show business. It's not a very big weekend. I would assume it's going to be Moana 2 again. Maybe it'll be close between Moana 2 and Wicked.
I was looking at the new releases, and there's a lot of um, private screenings available, at least for Friday.
Oh,
So, and we did
oh,
have confirmation of at least two people here. Lindsay went tonight, and Sean's going tomorrow to see Moana too. So, within
it's gonna
this,
repeat.
it's going to repeat. It
Mm.
will definitely, but it's not going to be high. I'm looking at maybe a 50% drop from Friday. I mean, from Monday.
Normal.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's normal.
which by the way, on Monday it dropped about 85% from Sunday. So it's
Oh,
not
well,
going to be very.
holiday weekend.
not going to be very big. It's not going to be a very big weekend. I don't think anybody's going to be breaking.
Wait, what? Oh,
Oh, you know something.
whoa. So for Thursday, Wicked was in first with 4.77 million.
Ooh.
Moana 2 was in third with 4.2.
What was in second?
Pushpa, The Rule. I'm unfamiliar.
That was not on our list of three things that
Oh,
might be
yeah.
in second or third.
I think this is a Bollywood movie. Okay.
I saw that at one of my local theaters.
It appears to be a sequel.
But
Pushpa, The Rule Part 2.
but it's
Oh,
in
yeah.
second.
Moana's kind of flatlining.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. 50% is kind of being conservative, I would say.
I was being conservative, I think. But I knew it wasn't going to do very, very well. I thought if it was going to lead, the whole weekend was going to be way down. Um, I certainly did not expect a Bollywood movie to come in second.
It'll be wild if Wicked leapfrogs.
You know what? It would make sense to me because I think that's the better film of the two. Not
Mhm.
everybody was happy with Moana. They're glad they went. I don't think they're going back for a second weekend. However, Wicked does have some serious fans that
Yeah. Everybody went to Wicked. Nobody's talking about it. Everybody went to Moana, but no one's talking about it. People who went to Wicked are talking about it. So I think it has a little bit more staying power.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You've got the over under prediction for third place, which I think Moana is now a contender. That'll blow everybody out of the water for the
Well,
over under.
I think we're all in safe condition that we all said that the three releases that aren't a Bollywood film won't be in the top three, and I don't think that
I don't
going to
recall
be
what I called
challenged at
for,
all.
but
Oh, no, we all said under. We
we all
all
said
said,
under.
yeah,
Okay.
fourth or lower.
That just shocks me though that the Bollywood film is the one that's going to take second place. If
It's
it's got
only Thursday so
it's only
far.
Thursday, yeah. It could drop down again on Friday,
Mhm.
or it could leapfrog again and come in first.
That'd be nuts.
It'd be a crazy
Yeah.
weekend. You'll have to show up on Charles's channel, williscredia.com or Williscredia on YouTube to find out because he's going to have the numbers for you on show business. So
We'll get a
check it
sneak
out.
preview on Sunday.
We might get a sneak preview. We'll see if the numbers come out, or at least the predictions
They tend
on Sunday.
start trickling in during Sunday.
During the Sunday, yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday show. So, what time of the day is that for you? That's like afternoon, isn't it? Like about 3 or 4 in the afternoon for you now that you're in
So
a different part of the
10
world?
Eastern, right? 10 Eastern.
Mhm.
I think it's 3 PM my time.
Yeah. So, it's right at tea.
Yes, tea, also known as dinner.
I always wondered about that,
I don't understand it.
because, I know, what is the dude's name? I'm gonna sound like an idiot.
Freddie Mercury.
No. The filmmaker who did it again. I lost that one too. The filmmaker that did the movie at
Oh.
Pinewood Studios. The guy who did Terminator is
James Cameron?
James Cameron. Yes. James Cameron was making
A movie.
a movie at Pinewood Studios. It was the sequel to Alien. Ridley Scott had something to do with it.
Aliens?
Aliens, yes.
Mhm.
He was making it
Mostly.
there, and coming from the Roger Corman School of Filmmaking, he figured he would be able to shoot it the way he wanted to shoot it. But there are, unlike a Roger Corman film, there are unions and social norms in a different country that are not the same as those of the US. So, in the middle of filming a scene, the barn doors open up and the lady with the tea cart comes in, even though the light was on and he was in the middle of shooting a sequence, and everybody just shut everything down and walked over for tea.
Sounds like France more than the UK.
And
France, they shut down for 2 hours for lunch.
he had a fit and he went at it with the DP, and the DP quit. And the union decided if he wasn't going to do that, they were going to stop doing things. And the production was it was a right find row, using the colloquialism there. Eventually, they got everything all settled down, and they agreed to do some things his way, and he agreed to do some things their way, like make sure to be wrapped on anything that they're working on by tea time so that they could have tea. Because they were going to have tea, and didn't matter what he said. They had zero confidence in him. And I don't think he's ever been back to Pinewood since then. So that was an interesting story for me. I don't know if it was for anybody else, but there you have it. We will find out on Sunday, possibly. And if we don't, you know where to go. It's called Willis Greedia. It's called Show Business. It's happening Sunday nights. It's going to be Sipo right here. It's going to be Gray Poupée. You didn't see him here. You'll see him on Sunday for sure. And it's going to be Lindsay. That's right. That's right.
My 2 cents of nonsense.
Your 2 cents of nonsense.
You take Gray for granted, or I do at least, with his cards and his sexy voice. I don't. I'm not used
tones.
I'm not used to plugging myself.
Gray is a treasure to behold, and he is an asset for anybody who's able to have them on their stream. And he had plans for tonight. So did Lindsay. And I'm glad they're being social with real people in the real world, doing real things.
They had a date with each other.
Possibly. Who knows? But hey, if given the choice between us and them, they made the right one.
Debatable.
We're already taken, and you know it. Thank you, Charles, for being here. Thank you, Sipo. No, glad to have you. And I don't have an outro, do I?
Oh, no.
Wait. Why is insurance? I replaced Insurance Bear with intermission. That's what happened. Damn it. I overproduced myself again.
You made a video for Insurance Bear?
No. But I had a little card.
Oh, the image.
Everything else. Yeah. That whole thing. I had a whole thing. Wasn't much more than this. But it was a thing, It was a thing. So, yeah. Let's go out with the intro then. Or, better yet, let's go out with the intermission, and we'll say goodnight. Take care, everybody.
Doodles.
Did you see the you got a hawk tui spit on that thing, girl?
Yo,
massive.
have you seen the trainer?
Obviously, don't go and do that.
Now, you do whatever you like.
We can't condone anything of the sort.
We can't live. Live.
Feeling? Oh, I feel so good. I just gotta give this thing that good old spin on this thing, and we're good to go.
And spit on that thing.
I'm gonna love you. I miss you, baby. Don't ever leave me. You keep me. You get me. If I have to get over one, I'll get under another and clear them cobwebs.
That guy's got to be proud.
remind each and every one of you where she stole that from. The legendary Iron Sheik